And we live. Let's go. Fresh on YouTube. Lord knows the only thing that's keeping my positivity level low right now is the great one himself, G-Lo. My man. My guy.
We here,
It's
baby.
good to see you, man. How was your birthday?
I had the time of my life. This past weekend, I did everything under the sun.
And the moon. And the star. And the black night. And blue skies. Oh, man.
Man,
It's good to see you, man, because we've been trying to get this going. Yes, it's been what, about 2 months or so? About
wow,
two
yeah,
months or
because
so.
I work overnight now, like 12 hours, doing the
Get
this
that money,
trucking shit.
boy.
Oh yeah, we getting this money, man. We
Yes,
getting
sir.
pretty soon. I'll be
Big
catching.
30 just said happy birthday to you, G-Lo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But yeah,
Yeah.
pretty soon I'll be booking a flight to go up to DC to come mess with my guys, and we're gonna do
Heck
our
yeah.
in the podcast. But
Yeah, man.
yeah, man, we were talking about some nice shit before, man, about the thing with the power and all of that stuff, and
Oh,
it's.
yeah.
I'm still mind boggled at the fact that you said that it pays like an 80% role. So now I wanted to ask you another very important but overlooked thing in boxing. How much of a role do you believe that good footwork plays in determining the outcome of a fight?
Everything. Whenever I see fighter, what up, Mr. Owl? Every time I watch a fighter, the first thing I watch him from the feet up. Watching your feet could tell me if you can fight or not. Straight like that. Because I could tell what type of balance you got. I could even watch your feet and say, oh, yeah, he been around for a while.
Hmm. So what's your take? Because I've noticed that there's always like people always scrutinize fighters who are flat-footed with like their style, let's say like a Cinnamon, like a Danny Garcia and things like that. But I don't really scrutinize those guys because you kind of have to be like that to really hit hard, in my opinion, from my
Sit
observation,
on it.
to kind of be able to sit on your shot. And I've even seen this happen with me as well, like with the little experience that I have. Some people just feel more comfortable when they're playing it as opposed to when they're bouncing up and down and stuff like that. So, what's your take on that?
It seemed like G-Lo's about to be the bank of this daggone episode because he bringing out all the questions. Shout out to Bing. Bing is in here, y'all. G-Lo is.
My
So,
God,
it's like, hey, Bing is his birthday too. Their birthdays are a day apart. So Bing is having his hot girl summer right now, shaving his legs and everything, trying to be pretty.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we got G-Lo. And it seemed like G-Lo got some stuff. Was see everybody, I keep telling everybody, when I was doing the videos on Instagram, G-Lo kept on shooting me stuff, like keeping me sharp. Like, nah, man, you got to keep doing videos. It's the topic I got for you.
I came across your page. It was like music to my ears listening to you talk boxing. The way that you would get very in depth and just break down everything, and you'll get up and start like he was like this, ha, ha, here and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I'm like, let me reach out to this guy. That's when I asked you about seat pattern and to break it down, and that just started the explosion. I
I
remember.
remember you was like, bro, yeah, you really want? I said, yeah. You was like, then when you find out who I was, you was like, and I had time for you. You was like surprised I wasn't a jerk. I'm like, hell nah, I don't care, man. Ask me whenever you want. I don't care. It was like I think one time you wanted to talk, and I was laying down. I just got off the hospital. I was laying down, and he was like, yo, you gonna do that? Yeah, nah, man, you need to rest it, dude. It's just talking. Come on, let's do the video. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, yo. Like I'm a boxing buff. Like I'm a
yeah,
freak for this sport. Everybody who knows me knows, okay, this nigga Gene is obsessed with boxing. I'm the type of guy that I don't give a shit who's fighting. If they got gloves on and they're in the ring, me and my father are gonna sit our ass down and we gonna watch that whole fight. Every single big fight that I've seen, I'm watching from the prelims to the main event.
me too.
Every fucking
Mm-hmm.
round of every fight. I'm just absolutely obsessed with the sport. So, running into a guy like you, it's like it's a match made in heaven. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna stop asking you fucking questions, and I
man.
go deep with it and stuff like that. But to continue with the footwork thing, I was always one to like. I always say this: your genetics determine your style. So let's say somebody fights ugly or not, like maybe how most people would deem as the best style, even though I don't think there's such thing as the best style. Your genetics kind of determine, and like what you're naturally good at is going to determine. So somebody who naturally does not have quick feet,
Yeah.
like a Lomachenko or things like that, they're naturally gonna have to be more planted because that's how they're gonna fight the best. Because let's say this dude tries to be bouncy on his feet, doesn't have good feet, he's uncoordinated, he's gonna be off balance, he's gonna fight. It's actually gonna be worse for him. And then you take, let's say for example, you take another guy, he's not that hard of a puncher, but he's fast, but he tries to sit down on his punches. Josue Vargas, and looks what happens. You get knocked out because your genetics and your natural gifts do not suit with the way that you're trying to fight. I've noticed that even through my I love him. Shout out to him though. I love
I got to shout out to him. Oh no.
You know I have respect for everybody.
Oh no.
I have respect for everybody that's set foot. It's just an example. Of course. It's an example of like this is a form of expression, man, and it's just whatever genetics, whatever gifts you have, your style is gonna be around that. And I've noticed that when you try to fight different, you can't do it because it's just you.
King Mitch, Michael, what's up, y'all? We got some ish to talk. We got G-Lo in. You know when G-Lo get in here, we gonna be on here. We ain't getting over. He gonna throw some stuff at me. But to your thing, G-Lo, when it comes to like guys who sit down on shots, like Danny can move his feet. I've seen him throughout the amateurs. Danny Garcia can move his legs. Like he just also can crack. So he can move in the sea. He has one of the smoothest sea patterns, like in the am. When I was watching the amateurs come up, he had one of the smoothest sea patterns. You don't make it. He lost he couldn't make the Olympic team because he lost by like 1 point or 2 points. You don't make it to the last fight at the Olympic trials and you can't like really box. And this is back when we had white knuckle. It wasn't the gloves now. It was white knuckle then, where it had to land. If it didn't land, it didn't matter. So that's just how it was, but it all depends on, like, it's a lot to go into footwork. It ain't just the butterfly, like bicycle and all of that. It's also slide and like even when you walking the guy down, it's the pull in, it's the pull out, it's the moving, keeping the back foot planted and moving your front foot here while you following them, and then stepping your back right foot over and cutting the guy off, Edgar Berlanga, and sitting there stepping the back foot over to cut him off and whatever is that too. Mm-hmm. So it all, for me, when I look at your footwork, it all got to do with what your style is and how you move your feet. Like for instance, I could look at Edgar Berlanga and be like, this dude ain't got no damn footwork because you a walk, seek, and destroy guy, and you don't even know to step your right foot over. Just step your back foot to the right and cut this bama off. That's all you got to do.
I was gonna ask, speaking of foot, what's your take on this little move right here? When they do like a little hop right here.
That's fine.
That's fine.
So I'll show you. Like, hold up. So me, Mike Reed, it's a video with Jared Hurd joning on me in the gym about me, how I skip to a guy. But like when I walk to you, I'll go, like the computer is my opponent. If I'm walking to you and I'm cutting you off, now I get here and I know you're going this way. Step. Where you going? Now I'm on you because now I know the distance. I can't just keep skipping to you and get this damn close. I'm going to get cracked. Like, so by the time once I get here and I skip to you and I step over, now I got you. All right, now I'm in that range and distance. Now what's up? Where we going with? All right, feint that we in this distance now. And like, all right, cool. So now I'm in this. I can't step in with a jab. I'm gonna overcommit. So now I'm just gonna do this. Keep my foot playing, but boom, and I come back here. Boom, then I shoot. Once I shoot here and I commit, I can step my foot. If the line is here, I can go boom, boom. But I got the target here, but I'm off this line. So that counter goes by. If you loading up on your brick, you're going to go past me. Or your uppercut is going to interlock here with my forearm. And I could either go here or I could go pivot. Boom, boom, boom. Them shots will be there.
Facts. Okay, so basically,
that's the footwork I want to see with a puncher.
With every style, there's a certain type of footwork you have to have mastered to really execute that style.
Yeah, like Shout out to King Mitch. King Mitch was talking about Virgil Ortiz. We were just talking about that. So to get to everybody want to get to the meat and potatoes of the topic. Few months ago, this is his third time canceling this fight. Third time. 3 months ago, me and Bink, we found out about him passing out. And I'm not going to say the name. The name doesn't matter. But the diagnosis for me being in med school, what's wrong with him is the more he pushes his body to make weight, the worse his body's going to feel. Meaning, the more he strains his body and cuts weight, his muscle fibers break down and go into his bloodstream. Then it turns his urine into Coke and Pepsi. And his kidneys will start to hurt. He will start to become very frail. It gets really bad. What up, Big Chop? It starts to break him down. And when that happens, you can damage a guy like that. And it's like, G-Lo asked me before we got on here. He said, so, what does that mean? Because I say, it means he got to move up. But he can't. He can't move up. Where he going to go? Who he going to beat? He going to fight at 54. Okay, who he going to fight? Who he going to fight at 54? Who he going to fight at 54? It got to be another guy just like you who came up from 47 and is now at 54. Who he going to beat?
Yeah, I don't think he even beats Danny at 54.
Like, it's too many guys that are Jared Hurd size at 54. It's too many guys that are naturally big at 54 for you to be doing that. What are you trying to accomplish? It's like you're one of them guys who's like, okay, for instance, Mike D. Reed, good friend of mine, came up in the amateurs with him. He turned pro. He wound up fighting Jose Ramirez. He was bad. Oh man, Mike Reed was bad. But you knew he couldn't really go to 47. His career, he was too bulk to go to 35. And he's too bulky to go to 40, to go past 40. His height, he was so short. So now not only are you going to get punched, you're going to get punched down on. And you already got guys that are tall enough at 40. You got Robert Easter, Jose Ramirez. You got all these guys at 40 at the time. Where are you going to go? You have nothing. You have to make the choice to be a career 40, even if your body's telling you not to.
Or just retire. Unfortunately, yeah, that might have to happen to Virgil. And I was really looking forward to a fight with him and Boots being a real mega fight. I was looking forward to this week.
That could still happen, but that will have to be at
54.
There you go.
And I was looking forward to this fight this weekend, given the fact that both of these guys have very similar styles, and it would have been really cool to see the clash of these two styles. I was really looking forward to it. One thing I noticed about Virgil's style is Virgil throws everything hard. Everything is one speed with him. That would have costed him at a higher level, especially if he wants to get in there with Bud and these guys. But it is very entertaining nonetheless. He throws he's up here and his hands are up here. Chin down, up here. He's just bro, and the way that when he throws his shots, every time he throws a right hand, I notice he puts everything into it. Head off the line, which is good. When he throws, he goes. I'm like, goodness. I'm like, good God, this guy throws everything hard, yo.
Yeah.
How do you think that type of fighting would have fared for him? Let's say even this weekend, or if the fight would have still happened, or fighting at higher levels? You think it would have definitely been costly, correct?
With his health like this, yeah.
Yeah. You think, but how about him? Let's say that this health thing wouldn't have been a problem. How do you think him fighting like that would have fared for him against the likes of a Bud and these type of, or even some of the other guys at the welterweights like Rashidi Ellis, like the guy that just beat Rashidi Ellis that's about to fight Boots Villa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Villa. Mm-hmm.
This Bama, well, no, I think he beats Alexis Rocha. I think Alexis Rocha is good, but he's not like elite good at that weight class at least. But he is really good though.
It all depends on, he got a style where all you're thinking about is wear and tear. Wear and tear. Wear and tear. How much? Because it's gonna come a point where when you got a style like that, even though he has a pretty good amateur pedigree, to where he could revert back to just going back to his C pattern, touch it, sit down, boxer puncher. You know, he could revert back to that, but at the same time, it's still a wear and tear thing of when is his body gonna say we ain't getting off the stool no more.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. When you fight like that, bro, and your cardio has to be through the roof if you're gonna throw everything hard like that too. I think that that type of balls to the wall style is, it's really good the first couple of rounds, and if you could get your guy out of there, then perfect. But this is 12 rounds in the pros, especially at the world class level. It's gonna take a toll on you eventually, as entertaining as it is. You usually see guys like that have to go through that. Another guy at that same division who kind of get fights like that as well is Thomas Dulorme. Every time he fights, all I hear is every single shot. When he fought your Dennis Ugas,
bruh. When he fought Boots, and Boots got cracked, but Boots caught it.
Yeah. No,
I tell that story all the time.
Oh yeah, when his pops told him,
his father told him the shot was coming. Go and look at the tape. They're in the dressing room doing the mitts. He does the sequence and pivot, and he said, "You going the wrong way. I want you to go this way, cause the shot gonna come." Man, he hit that bama, walked up to him, and you see Thomas Dulorme throw his money shot to get him off of him, and you just see you see Boots just poof, like he got hit and he stepped back, like it pushed him back, like oh shit. But he caught it, and then that's when he throws his shot and puts Dulorme out. But he goes back to the corner. Go look at the tape. He walked back when they waved it off. He walked to the corner, and when they switched the camera back to Dulorme, then they switched the camera back to Boots, and you see Boots going, "Yeah, I saw it when I had to pull up. You was man."
Not Dulorme.
I done had them moments with my father. Hell yeah.
It's funny. I mentioned before the guys that can give it like hell but can't really take it. Dulorme was one of those guys as well. He will knock something out if he catches you clean, but if you catch him clean, he's going out as well.
Oh yeah. So those guys, it's always like that with power guys. Power guys, I've always known it. They either can't take a good head shot or they can't take a good body shot. One of the two. Every time. Keith Thurman, can't take a body shot to save his goddamn life. His leg, that right knee is going up and it's hurting to march. Knee going up.
But what do you think it is about that? You think it's a natural thing, or is it because of the way that they fight? Like because for you to get the most out of your power, for one, you have to be planted. For the most part, you have to sit down, you have to turn all your punches over and all of that stuff, and that kind of leaves you more vulnerable, especially in exchanges. Do you think since they put themselves in a vulnerable position, that's one reason why they get caught really good and they go out?
I honestly don't know, because it's so weird. It's it's always these guys.
There's only three big punchers that I know that could take what they give, and that's Mr. Triple G, Mr. Felix Trinidad, and Mr. Cinnamon. Because when Triple G and Cinnamon fought, especially the second time, I saw some of the shots they were landing on each other. I'm like, are these guys human? What are they still doing standing up?
Look at that. Look, so I'm looking at you can't see it, but I can. So King Mitch just said Virgil can beat a few guys at 54. Nobody exceptional though, but guys like Ocampo,
Gallimore or something like that.
That's exactly what he said. He said guys like Ocampo, Gallimore, Jamonte Clark. Now Jamonte Clark can give him a fit. Jamonte Clark, he's one of them fringe guys that he was supposed to be where Towering Inferno, super duper tall. We were just talking about him. The real tall dude, his sister fight. He just got knocked out like a few months ago. He got caught with that shot, and then boom, and his head clapped off the can. He's super duper tall. Fondor. He gave Fondor a fucking fit. I mean, Jamonte Clark, nice, bro. He
How you
nice.
think homie will look against Erickson Lubin if, let's say, Ortiz moves up and fights Erickson Lubin? Fire.
Erickson Lubin dogging him, bro.
That's
I
fire.
got Erickson Lubin dogging him straight like that. If Erickson Lubin come in there looking like his last fight, where he's 100% healthy, coming in there with no injuries, he looks good.
He do him dirty.
He do him dirty. Cause he gonna be like, Shorty, I already done seen you. I done seen many of you since the amateurs. Let's get you on up out of here. First I'm gonna play with you a little bit. Because that's how Erickson Lubin is one of them evil dudes who will play with you. He'll toy with you. He does that type of stuff. Like he will play with you and toy with you. That's and still be about his work, like still be about his business, but go get rid of you.
Mm-hmm.
So King Mitch just said Oscar De La Hoya and his matchmakers can find some welterweights to pull up. There we go. Cause that's why I told G-Lo, King. I said he has to fight a 54-pounder like him. A guy coming from 40, 47 or coming from 47. That's just like him. He can't just fight no pure. I've been in the ring with them type of guys. Them guys that are, oh yeah, this guy is like me. Right now, my weight's at 52 before I go back into camp with Trey. My weight right now at 52. By the time camp over, my weight going to be like 40, 42. I can't make 35 no more. Sorry. It just ain't going to happen anymore. But I can get in there. Because I'm walking around at 52 don't mean I'm getting in there with somebody 54. Because them dudes, remember I sparred freaking Jared Hurd in his prime. That Bama was like walking around at 84.
He was running
84
at that time. He was
84. Like King Mitch, but it's a lot that you probably don't know, but G-Lo knows this stuff already. But like, I was in there sparring like I was the speed guy. All right, you got to get ready for Tony Harrison. You got to get ready for this guy. And you got to get ready for a Jerry, get your ass in there. Like, all right.
Did he bring you in camp for Laura?
For everything? Yeah, because he didn't know how to work against southpaws. He had trouble with southpaws. He had a lot of trouble with southpaws, and so much trouble that when I was working southpaw with him, we had already felt that Laura fight was going to come 2 fights prior to that. Like, this may happen. So Silk Junior, do 2 righty, do another 2 lefty. We're going to switch it in and out like that. And man, I'm just getting out the hospital. Like, I'm pumped up for the IV fluids and everything. So Uncle Ness was really cautious. Like, give him 1, take him out, give him 2, or put him in there for 2, take him out for 2, put him back in for 2, things like that. So it's just to see how wide he was. I got just like his shoulders. Even though I could spin it, I was like, God, this dude is huge, bro. It's like when he really started to put that mass on, Uncle Nestor had him on that weight training. I'm like, this man. Then he got with GT, and it was like, oh my. He got with Gibbs. I was like, oh my God, So it's those pure 54-pounders, them pure guys that's at 54. That this is a big dude, 54. This ain't no 47. Like Danny Garcia is a strong guy. No doubt on it. But he ain't no natural, like, oh, this is a big 54. No.
If I'm not mistaken, he started at 35.
At 40. Yeah, 35 early, real early in his career.
40 and dominated.
Man, Mitch, I'm getting in the ring with this man. Man, G-Lo, am I lying? You seen the pictures. I was getting... Yeah, I'm getting... Man, it's... Good God, oh my. He taking the power off. Mitch, he took the power off. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, man. And it's like, no matter what. And for instance, me and G-Lo talked about this. I told G-Lo a lot. I told him a lot of stuff. And I was like, man, you're moving up to 10-ounce gloves. These guys you see why these guys got on 10 ounces. You see why back in the 80s, after a certain fighter passed away, they said no more 8 ounces for the 54 and 60 pounders. They need to wear 10. They need to wear 10 ounces. You start to realize that, and you like, man, you got on 18s. Jared was sparring with 22 ounces. Everybody sending him the big 22s and sending him 18s and things like that. And he taking the power off. Like, yo, Junior 38. Like, I was walking around at 38, 39. The highest was 41. On a good day, if I had a lot of fluids, 44. Nothing, it ain't budging no higher than that. He's still walking around at 84. 84.
That's fucking weird.
So it's like, that type, it's like, God dang, he taking the power off. Like, Nestor telling him, hey, because he pulling back, and then Uncle Nestor told him, first he's telling him, take the power off. Junior, lightweight. Junior welterweight, take the power off. He was like, but then he's thinking about, he go, hey man, my nephew been in the gym, and since he was 4 years old, he been in the ring with 75 pounders. You can still throw something at him, man. Make him earn getting in there. And I'm like, why you blow up my spot like that, T.O.?
Why are you looting it, bro?
Why you, come on, man. It's doing like shit. Like, anytime you throw a jab, like Mitch, when you're going from 47 to 54, somebody like Virgin, you get in there with Erickson Lubin, who's fast and sharp. There's going to come a point where you shoot your jab and you catch it and they hit you in the face. You're like, I caught the jab. I picked it. I picked the shot. I know I picked it. I know I picked the shot. What the hell happened?
The thing is, why I think it plays such a big role in the difference, even though 47-54 is not that much of a weight difference in reality, but a lot of naturally slim ectomorphic guys fight in welterweight and below, and a lot of naturally huskier dudes make weights like 54. Like guys with thicker bone density, with broader shoulders, guys who are naturally on the endomorphic side usually fight in 54 and up. That's why a lot of guys in 54 walk around at like 180, damn near almost 200 if they really want to be irresponsible in between fights. And the guys who fight at welterweight and below are guys who are naturally slim, guys who they'll be lucky to hit 180 pounds walking around. So that's the difference. You got two different type of body types in there with each other, man. I done seen dudes naturally husky. I know you've probably been in there with guys like that, hands like the size of two of my hands in one. So imagine you get a naturally small dude with small bones, small bone structure and everything. You have to go in there against a guy who's naturally big. And he can punch, you're out of there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I think we done lost count of how many cases we've seen of moving up in weight gone wrong. That you could tell from the first round, you're like, this is not his weight class.
Too big.
This guy's too big. I don't give a shit how many skills you got. Even if you could punch yourself, this guy's too fucking big for you.
Oh, yeah. So now let me ask you, what you think, what you think of this mess with, they saying Shakur ducking, man?
That Shakur is ducking Devin Haney?
Yeah, because he didn't take 25. Or because when Devin took that piss poor contract with Kambosos. So did you ever really know the ins and outs of that contract? Did I ever tell you?
Nah, of the Devin Haney and Kambosos, no.
So it was an 80-20. Like, hell, probably less than 20. It was damn near 85-15. Like, Kambosos got a guaranteed $10 million plus back end. Because remember, they fought in the soccer arena.
Yeah.
So I think Devin got 2.2 million. I want to say 2.2. I want to say 2.2. So basically, when Devin got that, I always committed. I tipped my hat to him, But 2.2, Kambosos pulled the Floyd move because that's what Floyd was doing through it. At the end of his career, like, all right, I'm gonna take 90, you take 10, but it's still gonna be the biggest payday of your life. So it to me, I see this is where this boxing media shit blows my life. Yo, King Mitch, drop a comment real quick just so I know you still in the chat because I really want your opinion on this. My problem, bro, with this is that I was on a particular page. This guy been following me for a long time. Like, he cool, man. And but he say outland, like, it's certain people that be talking in boxing that are reporters or media or whatever that, and I notice now I'm hearing a lot of guys, I'm seeing a lot of guys now. Oh yeah, there go Keeman. Virgil throws maximum strength too often. He gets touched clean too much. I had Spence and Crawford stopping him at welterweight. Maybe he won't be so reckless at 54. Shit, he still can't be. All right.
That's just
but
to be honest.
Bruh, I'm starting to notice, how I always say, I've said it in multiple interviews, I will always be a fighter first because I am not a civilian. I am not Like G-Lo has been in training camps before. He's been in one of the toughest gyms in Jersey. That for people who don't know, I put it out there, bro. God damn it, one of the main like fringe contenders he sparred, and I still say you could have fought, but I think you just had your headgear too tight. I just think because the headache, I really think you just had it too tight. And if you had it a little looser, you wouldn't have had so many headaches.
Them headaches were not it, bro.
Yeah.
I was getting fucked up, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Oh, it was violating. Nah, I was getting fucked up, bro.
I honestly think that the shots were 10 times worse because you had the headgear too tight. If you didn't have the headgear so tight, it probably would have been more cushion. You probably would have been like, oh yeah, all right, that was a tough sparring session, but I'm good to go, whatever. But man, I'm seeing more and more of these reporters, all because they go to LA Fitness and they hit one little heavy bag in there and they do it as they work out, and they could throw a couple combinations that they think they could talk down on these fighters or call this fighter this and the third. Like the same people who say, oh, I'm for black fighters, or oh, I'm for Mexican fighters, or I'm for Latino fighters. They who?
Dante Boxing Nation.
Oh God, don't get me started. Like all these different pages, all the ones that would be on, like for instance, one page was on Floyd Jock so hard, bro. But as soon as this man do some bull jive, like in public, because I like him as a fighter, don't mean that. Get the heck out of here. She still like will still be on his jock, and it's like you got so many reporters who ain't never boxed. They like, oh, because they daddy knew who Ray Leonard was and knew who, but they don't know who the hell Sam Langford was. They don't know, like, oh yeah, the Marcus of Queensberry when gloves switched to this and that, and that's why it's the way it is today or whatever. They don't know about why. They don't know what a liver shot feel like, what that cup feel like. Like I really feel like when you go them 3 minutes and you know what that 3 minutes feel like, it's a whole different other appreciation. It's a whole other different type of appreciation, especially when you stay in the game long enough where you have one of your friends die or get hurt. It changes you. I don't care who you is.
That's another thing too. A lot of people who aren't deep into this don't understand how many people turn vegetable and die, and what these guys are risking when they go in there.
Man, I need my stress ball. We really gonna have this convo.
Yeah, no, we about to get into that, bro. We about to get into that, bro.
When I tell you
grab one of these waters
that it really pisses me off because I'm starting to even notice these reporters that they all because now they go to LA Fitness, they throw a couple combinations on the bag, or all because their daddy knew who Ray Leonard was and all that shit. They think they could talk as much shit as they talk about another fighter. And all of a sudden Shakur ducking now. No, I respect both. See, Devin took less than 25% if you really look at it. If you really know that contract, look at the Kambosos thing, you're like, damn, that family took way less.
But the thing is that the contract that was offered to Shakur was stupid because this is a 50-50 fight. When you look at the name that both guys have.
Not necessary.
Even though I think Shakur beats him, but there's not really like a clear A side where, Devin, I'm the guy. I take this much, you take that much.
I get what you're saying, but you got to remember, this man has all the straps, and it's if you want them or if you don't. So, and I get Devin's stance. Devin's stance is, look, I took damn near less than 20% and no back end to go over across the water and have them F with me for 2 weeks. They want to, you can take this. So it's my turn to make some money. I get it. But at the same token, I understand Shakur going, I'm a 2-time world champ. And I sell. You can't at least give me 40?
Exactly.
I completely understand both sides. Because I've been in them boardrooms. Hakeem Mitchell says these dudes say whatever they think their fake audience will. Exactly. I don't put much stock into a lot of these reporters and channels. They try to talk. I don't respond to it. I really don't. I don't pay much attention to it. This is the thing, Mitch, with a lot of these pages. They run with whatever narrative. Okay, they like this, so I'm going to be on Bud's side. Or they run with this, so I'm going to be on Spence side so I could get that audience. And they run with that audience. When the whole thing with Fury and Deontay, no matter what you said, We on Deontay Wilder's side. No matter what crazy stuff Deontay Wilder said, Deontay Wilder would say something that made sense one day, and then next week say some outlandish shit, and they would stick with it. Yup, he had that egg weight in his glove just so they had content, just to keep the content going. And it's like, y'all, and the things I know is they never try me though. They never sit there like they follow me, and I always try to follow everyone back. Like they got their page and they know, like they never really try. They be cussing people out, having people troll and everything. When I get in the comment, like for instance, one I commented a couple days ago on this one particular page. Shakur scared, he ducking, so he can't take it, and Haney took it, and I'm like, so I put the comment. They said, "Oh, Golden Boy put a comment," because they know I never comment on no reporters' page, not even the Boxing Boys, and we tight with them. We cool, like our people
tight in the game could see the Boxing Boys.
Yeah, like they got a lot of love for us. Like I ain't know that like Kenichi Bear and everything like was really close with those guys, like really cool with it. I didn't know until I got into business, but I don't even comment on anything because I just feel like it's just too much going on. So
Wally.
And two, I ain't getting that daggone defensive over another man, and I ain't getting no paycheck. I'm just not, dog. I'm sorry. Like, it got to be one of my family members that I box with, like Trey Pound or Frank. Like, these dudes are like these are my like, you could ask Trey in the interview. Trey said in an interview, like, thank my cousin Junior the Golden Boy for one of the moves he taught me in Kent. Like it got to be something like that. I can't get with it, bro. But I said, yo, I get both stances. I get Devin's and I get Shakur's, and I said what I said 2 seconds ago, and oh man, and Dave's like, yeah, but they didn't bucket me. They went past my comment, agreed with mine, just to bicker at each other. And it's like, I look at some of these reporters, and they now starting to realize they're starting to watch what I say and use it. Because I always say, and I've been saying this since me and you had that private conversation about what I think I'm going to do in the future. And I was like, man, I'm always going to be a fighter. I'm always a fighter first because I've been in that ring for 30 plus years, and I know the ins and outs of it and X, Y, and Z. That's why I could say this or look at this or look at that. And I'm like, I'm starting to hear these guys say, if I'm always be with the fighters be with the fighters because they know they never fought before or never really like boxed on a high level before. So they rearrange the sentence and say, like, I'm always be with the fighters first. Always run for my fighters first. Man, get the fuck out of here. Like, y'all on dicks. Like, call it what it is. And it's like, y'all doing that because you want to keep your core audience. Yeah. That's all. But I'm sorry. I don't get how someone could say Shakur, because either way, if you want to say Shakur ducking, if you want to say Devin overpriced himself, guess what? They still gonna have to see each other sooner or later. What are you gonna do? 40? Because look at how sick Devin been looking his past few fights at the weigh-in. Maybe it's, look, man, my body's getting weaker as the rounds go on. I'm getting offered, from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, and he getting looked at for so many fights. Hey, Shay, babe, like it's Big Shug. Me and her was talking about like the weight situation. When I tried to make 35 again, love this woman, man. Shout out to Big Shug. I was sitting there getting back down to 35, and I got down to, babe, what did I get down to? I think I had got down to like 37.8 or 37.6 from 50 from like 62, like 58, 62. Because she was shook. She was like, "How the hell did you get from 62 to 52 that quick?" I said, "That's easy. That's the easy part." It was like right when I got the 44
it's those last
that it started, bro.
Couple of pounds. I done seen
scared
guys dying in saunas trying to make weight.
Oh my God.
Like a couple days before the fight, they were in a sauna suit in the gym for hours to sit and then go back on a scale to see if they lost the weight.
Bro,
crazy.
And with me, I gotta be very more cautious with what I do because of my sickle cell. So I can't wear too many hoodies or wear the sauna suit super long or go running in the heat for too long or sit in the sauna for too long. I can't do that too much because it will hurt me more than help me. I'll be in the hospital. So it's like everything got to be like micromanaged. Man, Suge called mom. Big Suge put her foot down, bro. Call mom. He throwing up. He keep cramping up. What's going on? What do I do? He said he can't make 30. Mom was like, mom, all I hear is like my mother mumbling. I'm like, he can't make 35. He cannot do 35 no more. Cause I'm in there with smaller guys now in the gym, like they that I'm in Kent with. I'm not in there with big guys like at 54 and 47 or 60. These guys are like 22 and 26 and 30, 35 pounders. So it's like, all right, I got to get down to 35, 40. It's like, yup, 40 it is. 40 it is. And you look at someone like Devin always training, always in shape, always.
Shout out to him.
That Bama made national news, bro. When they said boxer looks sick and scary photos at weigh-in. You didn't see that shit? It was on Yahoo. It was on Yahoo, bro. Like that dude it was on Yahoo, bro, and you could see him like this, and I was like, "Ooh, his body's sinking in." He looked like cheekbones was protruding, his eyeballs were protruding out, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So even if he did price himself out, guess what? He might have threw that contract out there and been like, "I could be getting this big opportunity at 40." And it could be Teal, it could be this, it could be that, it could be. So maybe I could get a fight and rest my body, give my body a break at 40, and we see where we go with that. We could get this, we could get all right, man. Like it's this other thing, strategic thing. And then Shakur ain't got nothing to lose. This man, I'm coming up to this weight class. I'm coming for everybody. You got all the belts. I'm throwing it out there. Let's just see if it stick. That's it. That's it. That's all Shakur doing. Big deal. And I don't. Period, point blank, shut it down. I don't care that Shakur threw the contract out there and didn't take it, because it's like, damn, I get you got all the belts, but can you at least give me 30? Can you give me 35? Can you give me 40? And on Devin's side, I completely understand, because it's, man, I earned that. I took less than 20. So it's my time, and I got all the belts. You take it or leave it. And plus, got some stuff on the side that may come, and I had to offer you that contract because I had a deadline, and I'm still waiting to hear it back on my right ear with what's going on at 40, what they offer me at 40. That's it.
I think Shakur and Tank has a better chance of happening because Devin's gonna move up to 40 really soon. I think that
not with that network, it's not.
Not with that. What the
Devin and Shakur thing got a better chance of happening.
They're both at top rank.
There you go.
That's very true. Yo, Al Heyman, it's hard to negotiate with him. Especially, I've noticed with Top Rank and Al Heyman, it's usually an issue. It was never an issue like that. Well, kind of 50-50 when it was Don King and Bob Arum. They usually have made all the big fights when they had two separate guys in their respective promotional banners. But I'm starting to see that with Top Rank and PBC for some peculiar reason. It's just so hard to get that clash.
Because I'll tell you why in a second. But King Mitch, the best healthy way, I don't know, because you're asking a boxer. I don't know what's the best healthy way to drop 10 pounds. I'm so used to like, bro.
Best healthy way is to not go so low in weight and just don't try to get that much of an advantage with your size. Fight the weight that you can make, and that's it. Oh, I'm gonna have an advantage. I'm gonna be bigger than all these little. I'm bully these little niggas, and I'm gonna go down in weight even more. You know, it's like you got guys that could fight. Let's say you got guys that could fight at 35. They're like, now I'm gonna push the envelope and go down to 30.
Man, but like Big Suge back in the comments, my girlfriend, my lady, she was like, she probably not gonna admit it on here, but it scared the shit out of her. That was her for like, she's been getting like a crash course in boxing like since we've been together. This was, you know me, I don't really date like that. It scared the shit. I think it scared the shit out of her when she saw me cramp up and everything and go to the ground. Like, I think it scared the shit out of her because she didn't know if it was sickle cell. She didn't know if it was. She didn't know what it was.
I'll tell you this, man. For the people that don't know the deep insides, seeing guys struggle to make weight sometimes is even more devastating than seeing guys get knocked out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo, it's bad. It's bad when you see guys trying to make, like when you see guys in the middle of camp, it's just, yo, it's insane, bro. It's insane.
Bro.
The scoring, the everything, bro. Like the deep inside. The fight is just the main thing that everybody sees. The glamour. But when you look inside and even when they're getting ready for a fight, you got guys getting ready for a fight and they get knocked out in sparring while they're getting ready for their fight and they still fight.
And keep it on the low.
and they still
Keep it on the low.
and they'll
That
fuck around.
mess your head up, bro. That mess your head up. And I was explaining to her, she was like, "Well, what? But the weight and I said, yeah, and them losing too much weight can cause them to get knocked out easier. Look at the Chad Dawson SOG fight with Andre Ward.
Yo,
Everything that happened to him that night wasn't just the sharp punching of Andre Ward. It was he was so used to making 175.
yeah,
He was a 175 guy. He was a career 175 pounder, light heavyweight. We knew he wasn't going to cruiserweight. You knew he wasn't going down to super middleweight at 68. And then he got offered the biggest payday of his life. Come out here to the Bay, fight Andre Ward. He was struggling. He got knocked out in sparring because he was cutting the weight. Hey, man, that was hurt. He was hurt. I mean, he was hurt. And then he get in there in for Andre Ward. Andre Ward hit him with them sharp shots. It was over.
and
Thanks, Mr. Al. Man, he was hurting, man. You saw when he got hit that one time in his leg. He's fine. His head is fine. But he got hit, and you see his left leg just kept shaking. Like, oh, my God. Like, Shay was just saying, exactly, because you still want to feel good. You don't want to fight and be about to pass out and be throwing up a form. Oh, that happens all the time, babe. That happens all the time. Yeah. Oh, guys throwing up. You saw me throw up. Like, right. That happens all the time. That's nothing. Me and G-Lo. What?
I think another thing too is when you drop too much weight, you lose some of the fluid that
That's what I mean. It's easier for you to get knocked out. That it's no cushion. Yep.
It's easier for you to get killed. Not only knock out, it's easy for you to get killed when you drop weight so much, bro. So it's very dangerous, man. But it's like what we were talking about with Virgil Ortiz and these guys. Some guys are kind of left with no other choice. It's like, yo, where else am I gonna go if I fight at too heavy? I'm gonna get fucked up either way. So it's like I'm in a shaky situation. You're taking a risk either way.
Mm-hmm.
So you really feel for those guys, man.
Yeah, because it's like I got to be a career whatever weight. Because if I go any bigger or any higher, or it's got to just too damn big. You know, it just don't make no sense. And it's like,
yo, what's your take on Gervonta Davis knocking out guys that are so much bigger than him, man? Like when he got in there with Mario Barrios, like what the hell is it with this guy? He's knocking out guys that are so much bigger than him. Like we're talking about the effectiveness of somebody so much bigger and all of this other stuff. Then you got guys like Gervonta Davis, a little behind, going up 2 weight classes and knocking guys out. I heard he done folded guys like lawn chairs, welterweights in sparring,
60 pounders,
folding them like lawn chairs. And yes, I saw that video with him and Ivan Redkach. And Ivan Redkach is not a slouch in the slightest. He's nice. What do you think it is about guys like Tank? I've seen very few guys that they move up and they still knock people out.
It's
the power.
I always go back to using me as an example. I was never a knockout artist. I was always a guy that you knew if you couldn't handle silk speed, you're not going to see a shot coming. You're going to be hurt. Because like Metro was saying, shout out Big Metro, our guy in camp will do the mitts. The video I sent you and you heard me doing the mitts. Like you sitting down, yeah, that's Metro. So like he was like, yo, you cracking. And he's like, but it's like sneaky almost because it'll be fast and then hard. It's like first, like 5-punch combination. First 3 be fast, last 2 hard. That's how I was taught. Like, man, not everything got to be hard. My whole thing was speed kills. You don't see the shot coming, you go to sleep. Timing is right, you go to sleep.
For sure.
But it's certain guys. But we all knew, okay, unless the shot's right and I set up right, I'm not knocking out certain guys at a certain level. Whether it's sparring, whether it's pros, whatever, amateur, whatever. But Tank is one of them rare guys who has speed but can sit on it and thump with anybody. I mean, since the amateur, I remember he would win. I remember when he was a kid, right? He would win a tournament, right? So they would try to throw a fight at Upton, like a welcome home fight up at Upton, an amateur fight. Yeah, y'all, August 5th, whatever. Let's just throw a date out there. August 5th, Tank come amateur superstar. Baltimore's heart comes home. It's gonna be it's gonna be an amateur card. It's on the radio, all of that, right? Man, that Bama Well, the cards canceled. Because they couldn't get them no one to fight. They tried to get dudes from Delaware, New York, Jersey, they tried to get everybody. And man, just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen, man. Because he just thumped too hard. And that was, you know, and now the thing is that he's gotten so much better. He's still the same guy. But the difference is his precision has gotten better. And you know what made his precision better? Of course, growing up, it was watching Tom Barnett. Because Tom Barnett, Lamont Peterson, Anthony Peterson, early in their careers, when we were growing up watching them, them man was, oh my, it was all just, oh my God. But it was more so now watching Monster and New Way. Go look at this video where Ellie sat back walking with them into the gym. And he was like, yeah, I don't really watch much, but Monster, I watch him. That Bama kid, man, his precision, that Joker can hit. Like it's him, Killer B, is Coach Kenny, Coach Cal. They all right there on the ring apron, and Tank, like, they just walking in. Tank got his bag. He like, yo, he's precise, and he don't waste nothing. I think also taken from watching his tapes too. He like, yeah, that's another thing I need to do. Like, yeah, and he started making, because right after that was the Barrios fight. And that's when I looked, and I was like, oh, his precision done got better. Especially when he threw the gazelle hook, the skip hook. When he leaped forward, I was like, oh, that takes a lot of precision to land that shot.
Look at how it
that takes a lot of oh yeah. You know, but he always had precision, but that fight I saw it step up a notch. Definitely.
Who do you think is a guy that can beat him around that weight class that you say, Tank, get in there with this guy, there's a good chance this guy might beat him?
Shakur?
Yeah, I would say.
I don't see no one beating him right now but Shakur. I don't see a soul touching him.
I think Tio can beat him. I think Gordo can beat him.
You might be right. I could see it. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Tio because both two explosive guys.
It's crazy. I remember when Tio was first coming up, somebody made a comment and said, wow, this guy's like a right-handed Tank. And I always think about that comment. And always see him fight. I'm like, yo, the guy who made that comment made a point. This guy's like a right-handed
Yeah,
Tank.
you're right. I gotta get, and I owe you an apology. You had said in our last video when you was like, nah, Razor Ruddock fought him twice after Douglas, right? And I was like, nah, I don't think so. But he wasn't. But the whole point was that was he scared of him? And now we was like, nah, he wasn't scared of him because he was like the old take away the mystique a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, he wanted to fight him even before that old was gone, like the mystique or whatever. But yeah, you was right. They fought after Douglas. I forgot that they fought. I thought he fought him once before Douglas and once after Douglas. I forgot. You are 100% right.
Mike Tyson was funny, and then like it was like a press conference. Mike Tyson.
Why would you talk like that? You know, I could kill you for it.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm make you kiss me with some soft."
I mean, with those, oh, you got nice big lips. I like it.
and this guy Razor Ruddock was like, and I got one thing, Mike, and that's class. You don't got none of
that. Yeah, none of that. Yeah, none of that.
Nah, Razor Ruddock was bro. Let's talk about before we get into the AJ stuff and all that. Let's talk about
and the Charlo thing.
The Charlo thing, we gotta get into that. But let's talk about the heavyweight division in the 90s, yo. I don't think we'll ever see a division as loaded as the heavyweights in the 90s. You had Razor Ruddock, you had
Mr. Bo,
Big Bo. Obviously, you still had Mike Tyson, you still had Tommy Morrison, you had David Tua. Yo, you had some dogs, and I'm Lennox Lewis. How can I forget Lennox Lewis? You had the guy who beat him, this guy, Hasim Rahman.
Oh yeah, Mr. Rock. I was talking with Mr. Rock not too long ago.
Rahman is another one. Just that division was so loaded. If I'm not mistaken, this guy was Galata was fighting at that time. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Andrew Galata was not. Bro, you want to hear a funny story?
Go ahead.
All right. Okay, Key Mitch, you still there? Because I think you want to hear this funny. I think you're gonna like this funny. So I remember being 8 years old when that fight happened. And we dad like what people this the one fact about Galata, a lot of people don't remember and it blows over their head. Remember when Mr. Bowe won a silver medal and he lost to Lennox Lewis in the Olympics?
Yep.
Who won the bronze?
I actually don't recall. You're gonna have to answer that for me.
Galata.
Andrew Galata. Okay.
Andrew Galata. He won.
Oh, he was nice. He was nice.
He was nice.
He was
slim. Nice. Mr. Bowe comes into our gym, right? It's like about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It's right before he moved to Miami. So him and my dad reminiscing about old times and stuff. And we sit there and Mr. Bowe started talking about that fight. So, I mean, deeper than Legendary Nights. He went deeper than that. He said, man, Don, man, Julian, man, I thought, man, 3-4 rounds, man, we be going home. I thought I had him getting out of there in the 6th. Meanwhile, it was just something before because we were trying to get the Tyson thing to happen.
Yeah, you talk just like him.
I'm like, what? He's like, it was just to get the, it was just to keep me busy. It was a back home thing. Maybe he was going to, get the Tyson thing and see how that go. Rock was telling me this and that, so it was something just to keep me busy. I thought maybe 3-4 rounds, you going maybe 6, you going home. Man, I ain't never been in the ring with somebody who hit me with the jab at will. No one out jabbed me. Yeah, nobody out jabbed me.
Yo, Riddick Bowe's jab. He had one of the greatest jabs ever, bro. Riddick Bowe had an amazing jab.
He said, man, he could never. He was hitting me with the jab at will. He was sitting there. He did everything to me I was supposed to do to him. Man, I go home, my mama cuss me out, man. Me and my father, man, he had me and my father rolling. He said, man, mama, man, how you let him come? He from Brownsville.
My grandmother used to live there.
Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Hood.
For people on here who don't know about Brownsville, Brooklyn.
My grandmother used to live in the projects in Brownsville.
You don't go in that neighborhood unless you have family there. They will stop your car and be like, who is you? What you here for? Oh, yeah, my mama lived on 4-8. Yeah. Oh, all right, cool. Go ahead. Oh, that's your grandma? Yo, go ahead, fool.
The Ville is bad, yo. And I done been in some bad neighborhoods, but very few like Brownsville. Brownsville is really bad. Shannon the Cannon Briggs is from there.
All of them. Bruce Mr. Zab, Shoo, Mr. Zab, and the Judah clan, all of them out of there, bro. All of them out of Brownsville, not just no Brooklyn. They out of Brownsville.
Bro. That's really the hood, bro. Like you walk in there, you'll understand. It's really
bro. Like put it like this: if there was to be a world war between Baltimore and Brownsville, Brooklyn, the world will come to an end because both of them everybody dead. Everybody dead.
I was just about to say, yo, Baltimore and DC rough too, though. Like DC used to be the murder capital at one point.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like Slim. He said, man, my mama cussed me out. He said, man, how you come back home and let him whoop your ass like that? How you come back home and let him, like, that's fucked up, bro. Like, he said, how you let him come in and whoop your ass like that? You just gonna let him come in your hometown and beat your ass? I'm wrapping my hands, like, standing above him while he's sitting there next to my dad. He's telling this story, and I'm like,
beat your ass.
I'm like, yo. How your mama gonna do that to you? My mama would never do that to
me. It's okay, baby. I still love you. He's like, how you?
If anything, my mother was like, only time my mother, like, side story, only time my mother ever really went off, like, really got pissed off, was when the dude was getting dirty with me, cause I got thumbed. It was an older dude. Like I'm like 19, and then with a dude that's like 29, he got rough with me. I was like, man, you walk this boy, Oh, that was the only time. Like he's like, you don't sit there, let this boy get none of your Uncle Marshall will not allow that. Whoop this boy. You know, that was the only time. Eliza, my mother stole it. But to sit there, like you going, it wasn't that he lost. Cause he had lost other fights, like in the amateurs and things like that. He had lost other fights. She gonna say, you just gonna let that boy whoop your ass like that in your hometown? Like that? You just gonna let him whoop your ass like that? Like, bro, you man, that'd have break my heart. I know Riddick Bowe had been looking at that junk like, for real, mom. I just paid the rent. You really gonna do that? Like,
That boy come in and whoop your ass, boy.
yeah, yes. Because remember, it was back at the Garden. It was a big deal that Bowe was coming home. It was huge. I think he had, because remember, he left. He had to get out of New York. He had to get out of New York. He couldn't. After the Olympics, he stayed in New York. He had like a crib there for a little bit, but he had to get out of New York. He lived here. He lived here up until recently. He always lived here in Maryland, right with Sean Bay, all that, right there in Potomac. He was comfortable. Built that house, you know. But he was like, man, he said Galata was winning the fight hands down. But of course, he's an idiot. I was like, it was the way he was saying it. He's like, man, nah, man, that cup was riding up, nah. I was like, yo, you ain't gonna be hitting me low like that, dog. And you know, they roll hard for him. You had the Polish people in there. You had Bo from right there, man. It was all I wore in that joint. It was all I wore in that mud, bro. Crazy. The only other fighter I seen that had Polacks show up for him like that in New York is Kalinowski.
Oh, Adam Cole.
Yeah, baby face. Yeah, that band. Yeah, they moved him up wrong. But we were having this conversation like last week. I said, man, all you take the heavyweights from the 90s and plant them now, they beat all of them. Because it was me, Metro, Trey, and it was like, you think, because I said Jared Anderson kind of remind me of Bo. And it was like, Luis Ortiz really reminded me of Bo early on in his career.
That's a fact.
And I said, Metro was like, Junior, come back. I said, what's up? He said, big Mr. Bo against Jerry. I said, Mr. Bo all day. All day. If it's an in shape Mr. Bo, I mean, put both of them. Take the Riddick Bowe from the first Holyfield fight, and then put Jared Big Baby Anderson. Both of their bodies are identical.
Mr. Bo.
Mr. Bo all day.
Mr. Bo all day.
He's gonna take him in the deep waters. Big Baby gonna be with it, but once he get to round 6 and 7, it's gonna, like, you take Big Baby right now. He ain't been in them deep waters like that. He's been in control of everything.
Yep, that's not facts. Yo, now Riddick Bowe was a demon, bro.
Shannon Briggs.
Shannon the Cannon Briggs, yo.
With asthma. Dogging youngins, putting them. Nah, man, I got asthma. I got to get these bambas up out of here.
Nah, I
got to get them up out of here.
His right hand was something different. He was really good. Shout out to Shannon Briggs. I'm thinking of some other guys that was in that. I think we pretty much named them. Oh, Michael Mahler too was making some noise when he moved up. Remember that big fight he had with Foreman? George Foreman came back at that time, still knocking shit out. Yo, man, no. I think boxing at that time in general was just unbelievable. You had Prince Nassim fighting at that time. The welterweight was on another level. The welterweight division. I heard when Trinidad and De La Hoya fought, that was like freaking unbelievable. The hype behind that fight. I was too young. I was only like 2 years old when they fought, but I heard the hype behind that fight was through the fucking roof.
Oh hell yeah! But let me ask you: do you think Big Baby hype is down the drain, all because of his performance on Saturday?
No.
Thank you.
You're not gonna stop everybody. We were just talking about like dangerous punchers earlier, but even though I don't give a shit how hard you hit, you're not gonna stop everybody. Not only that, when you're at a certain point in your career, when they do your matchmaking, when you level up, you get to a certain level where you fight a durable guy that's meant to give
Yeah,
you. You're not
yeah.
supposed to run through like in the beginning of your career. All right, they're giving you guys that you run through 2-3 rounds, knockout, knockout, knockout. Once you get to a certain level, now it's like your matchmakers are saying we got to still develop this guy and throwing him in there with a durable guy that's gonna give him work, give him rounds, show him something to where okay, maybe I have to change a look and show a little bit more diversity in my game. That's a part of the developmental process of a fighter.
I have nothing to say. You said it for me.
So that's part of it. So okay, yeah, he didn't stop this guy, but this guy was a more durable guy. Like he's not he wasn't put there to get knocked out. He was put there to give their prospect work. And Big Baby did what he was supposed to do. And he still looked amazing. You don't have to knock somebody out to look great.
Oh, because he got hit with 2 straight left hands and buzzed for a second.
This is boxing.
Oh, bruh.
This is
Now
boxing.
I will say this about Big Baby. His defense got to tighten up. Cause me and shout out Trey Pound. Me and him was talking about it in the gym and on the game. We was like, bro, have you noticed? Now, so people who don't know, when you slip punches, right? I'm a defensive guy, so I know, and I learned this from other defensive guys. They were telling me, they was like, yo, you slip nice, like Join, you got good defense, like you got the gift for seeing shots and slipping and make a guy. Like one of the old timers said, he said the old timers used to say, you can't hit him if he's 2 feet in front of you with a handful of buckshots, which is like a big compliment. And it was like, if you might be able to hit his ear. And I didn't understand that till I did head movement one day and my ears were red. And I was like, oh, that's what they meant.
Guys like
so would you say guys like who?
Nicolino Lachey was one of those guys.
Huh. That's my idol when it comes to defense, bro. I can never be as calm as him though. Smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey in the corner.
He's nasty, bro. He was a beast, bro. It's El Intocable, they used to call him.
Yeah, and they used to call him Senor Intouchable.
But keep going with what you were saying with the
So when you slip, you never want to slip when the punch is this far away from you. Why? Because if the corner is smart and that fighter's smart, they're gonna say, "Hey, he's slipping when it's before he too far away before he get to him." Feint this Bama, give him a throwaway jab. He keeps slipping the right hand. We don't want the first 2 shots land. We're gonna throw a 3-punch combination. Throw the hook. We're gonna throw the jab just to get his attention. Throw the right hand. Purposely miss him because he's gonna slip it anyway. But as soon as his head comes back, your hook should be running right into him because you slipped it to him. So I was always taught to slip the punches when they got this close to me. I've always slipped punches this close. I always wait till they get this close.
Damn, you
because I've already made it.
You could see a punch to where you could let it get close, but I'm gonna slip it out.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you got that vision. I'm not gonna lie. There's been times where I'm in there, I get bang. I'm like, I ain't even see that shit coming. I'm like,
yeah,
head snap back.
But it was some guys that I've been in the ring with that was fast as shit, bro. And I was like, how the hell?
But right. But you also taught that you got to look at the shoulder, like you got to look at the shoulder. So like, let's see, but even if he got his hands up and it's kind of like you got to like look at his shoulder when you squaring up with him to know like, okay, if he moves this, I know this gonna come, so I can get out the way.
Yeah, but I do look at a guy's shoulders, but I don't rely on it because if he got a nice feint, like he really practices his feints and commits, and I do this,
you go running right into a shot.
When I come back, boom, he double jabs and I'm running into something. Even if he don't land the second jab when I come back, guess what? I can't reset. It's too late. I either got to dip or I'm going to go straight back.
Okay, I feel that. So to set up your head movement, you're doing like before he even throws a shot, like you're not just staying straight. You hit him with this type of shit. So then when he
sometimes
you're already moving and you can get out the way, right?
Yeah, sometimes like I'll give a guy like I'll feint him and I'll give him some like double end back with my dad's like give him the double end back. All right, slide, pop.
So you already moving, throws a shot. So.
Feint, boom, But a lot of times that's just wasted movement after a certain point. Like if it's getting to a point where you need to do it, then do it. But if you're just gonna be doing it to do it, you gonna be doing this shit for 3 fucking minutes, and then it's like ain't nothing happening, isn't you know? So I was always taught pick first. Shout out James Baker, Uncle Hove. He was like, he saw me doing defense with I forget who. It's so bad, dog. I hate when I say I forget who because I feel like I'm shitting on people when I do that. Like like 2 weeks ago, this kid was like, "Do you remember me?" I've been around this dude for about 2 months now in camp, and he said, "You don't remember?" I said, "Nah, man." He said, "I sparred you, bro." Like over 500 other people. Like be more specific. Trey was like, "You don't remember him? He used to be fat." He said, "Bro, I sparred you like 4 rounds." And I said, bro, I remember, he said, man, they had you in there with everybody. They had you in there with Jared, Justin, Blaze, Bat, and you was just working with everybody. And I was like, I'm so sorry, bro. I was in the ring with so many people. Over the years, I don't remember, bro. So I be feeling bad sometimes when I say that. But it was some kid giving me some sleep or giving me some defense work. And my whole thing is that it was just like, you working on defense. You let them throw whatever they want at you. They ain't going to try to kill you, because that's just foul, but they are going to try to hit you, and you got to really move and make them miss. Mm-hmm. And James Baker said, hold up, time. I said, what's up? He said, you move your head good, but you move your head for no reason sometimes. So, but the punch was close to my face. I think that's a reason, Uncle Ho. He said, yeah, but. And I forgot what he told me was a rule I forgot from my Uncle Marshall, God rest his soul. He said, when I first come out, my dad told me, and then my dad even told me a story. He was like, you pick the shot first, just to see what type of power you dealing with, see what type of jab this dude got. You pick first. And you don't want to give away that, oh yeah, this dude move his head too much, so we're going to give him a lot of throwaway shots and then add this shot at the end.
So this is gonna lead to this question. Hold on, because this is like more tactical shit that I like to learn from you. So there's always a stigma when you see guys that don't fight with like a peekaboo type of head movement. They say, "Oh, this guy don't move his head. This guy don't move his head. He needs more head movement." That's bullshit, isn't it?
Bullshit. Because I done seen dudes beat guys with just this, and this is what Baker was telling me. Baker was like, "Man, first few rounds, even if you don't move your head unless you got to, settle down." And Dad was like, I was trying to tell him. I be trying to tell him. And he's like, settle down. Pick. Pick it. Matter of fact, hold up. 1 second, bro. Shout out Trey Pound. Hold up. Okay. So, and I got 8 ounces. So you can really know the pocket. Like, I ain't got no big sparring gloves. I only got the fight gloves. Trey Pound. These are from Trey Pound's second pro fight. You barely got to use these.
Some shit's a fire.
So, I hurt my hands every time in power locks. I hate power locks, bro. But he loved power lock though. But basically, when you get to the guy and we here, walk.
Okay. It's like small, subtle movements.
Exactly. I couldn't think of the word. I couldn't think of the sequence, but and all you know is I'm just here. Pick, catch. Like you throw a double jab. Pick,
catch. Okay. Word.
All right, now you might stab me to the body. Just that a little bit.
Yeah, because I remember, man, when I was first learning how to box, man. And I was first learning how to box, and I'm getting tagged up in sparring. Everybody say, "Move your head. You gotta be like this when you coming up to the guy." And then I'm trying to fight like at a little more plate. I'm like, "Shit, yo!" But it's like, what the fuck? I can't really get it. You know what I'm thinking? Damn. But then I see some of the pro guys, or I see just guys in general. They just here with it, and I'm like, I don't see this nigga going like this. On some Mike Tyson shit like this. I see a lot of like, for example, Errol Spence. He's here.
If I walk to you, why do I want to be doing this too soon? If you ever notice when guys start doing this, giving the guy double in, it's 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds in. They start giving them double in.
When they gotta change the guys.
Yeah. All right, now let's give them a target. Let's give him a moving target now. Let's make him shoot and commit. It's all about making the guy commit. Once I make you commit, and then it's like, oh, whatever. But also, is knowing when to do it and why to do it. It's like, okay, I ain't got to do all this. It's the first freaking round. Why I need to be doing that right now? Man, I need all the energy I can get. I just lost 3 rounds worth of adrenaline from the ring walk. Like, I don't need to be doing that right now.
So, do you think guys like, for example, let's say like Errol Spence is a good example, or like a Mikey Garcia, like, do you think those guys that even like those are ideal guys to look at and say this is how you're supposed to truly defend and like kind of really go about your fighting to not really do too much but still be very effective?
To start out, when you starting out, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. When you first starting out, yeah. Because you don't need to be trying to do all of this and do the Philly shell and all that stuff right now. You need to be knowing everything is here. I pick, I catch. Okay, I see everything. Pick, see, because if you can see the punch coming to pick it, you can see the punch coming when too much is happening and you can slip. Because if there's too much going on, let's just think for a second. If you throw a jab right here, I might go boom, boom. But like now the guy's super duper fast like me, that quick. And it's like, oh crap. Or I might go, oh crap. That quick. It's like boom, boom, roll under, get the hell out of there. Jab, right hand. Oh crap. Is if you got the vision to see this and this and that, then you should have the vision to go, okay, he throwing 8 shots. Whoa,
yeah, that's true.
Son, your instinct gonna kick it sooner or later. It's like, okay, I'm gonna pick and catch this stuff. Pick, catch. Whoa, holy shit, this dude's coming. Just that instinct of, this dude trying to throw more. And then if the shots are too hard for you to stay there and keep catching for a long period of time, then it's the just catch it here and roll that stuff off. Spin off that guy. Roll off this. Pull. Now, because this dude hit too hard just to be sitting and catching this stuff
right?
too long.
Be on some Winky Wright shit. Yo,
exactly.
The way that, because he never used to always fight like that, but when he really implemented that high guard, everything is here. And he wasn't just like here. He was catching everything. Just
the durability of his arms, I will never understand, bro.
Yeah, like it's different. It's different from, like, let's say a Joshua Clottey. He used to just.
And Margarito broke his hands. Remember that? Broke both his hands.
Because Clottey was just here, but Winky, right from that high guard, he was.
And not just that, but he met you here and here.
Yep. I love, and I'm like this with every sport. I'm a sucker for just that simple fundamental. It looks so beautiful to me when somebody is so, and we always end up talking about this because I'm so obsessed with it. When somebody's so fundamentally sound, their chin in the ground, their hands up here, boom, their punches come out so crisp. Everything is just so textbook, man. And I cannot stress it enough. Like I always say, a lot of guys get knocked out badly for not using fundamentals or for going away from their fundamental. You see it so many times that you're like, he made a fundamental mistake that got him knocked out. So what do you think happens to some of these fighters that they end up going away from those type of fundamentals? Do you think that maybe they feel like that's kind of boring, or, well, in certain situations, you kind of have to add a different look, though. That's one thing I would say. Like, in certain situations, let's say, especially if you don't hit hard enough, somebody starts to time you, you kind of had to add a different look and a bit of creativity to be able to beat a guy.
Like, for instance, when we talking about the feints, like the picking and catching, you might come across a guy like Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly would do his feints off of the right arm. He would do it halfway out like this, and that could mess your head up because you're not doing this no more. Now you're doing this. And then he got you doing this, and you chasing the pit, which that's a cardinal sin. You chase that, wow, and now all of a sudden Kevin Kelly done caught you with a left hand, and you sleep.
Wow, his feint game was disgusting. And that's
he had Hamed blinking in there. Hamed was blinking. Oh my god!
And the thing is, feinting is an art in and of itself. Boxing is an art. Feinting is an art in and of itself. Inside of boxing. It's like there's so much to that feint stuff, man. so much because
Yeah.
if somebody got their guard tight and they you gotta feint them. Or you just gonna throw punches at him? Or like let's say he could see he got the head movement here there. What you gonna do? You
But
gotta get him to move.
when your hands are like that, and this is where it goes into our next topic with Jamel and Canelo, because both of them are similar speeds, you can't just always do like these are fast feints. These are quick twitch feints. Those guys are kind of slower. So if you ever notice, Cinnamon's feints are like this.
Yeah.
Because he can't just do this and be slick and get away with it. So guys like that, Canelo, Mel, Mikey Garcia, they do foot feints.
Yeah.
And then they'll move the hand, come over. But the thing about that hand is it's not just doing this for a reason. He's a reason why he's doing this. The reason why he's doing this is the reason why I'm gonna teach my cousin. Where if you do this, if his hand goes, I can do this. Now I grab your hand and shift cowboy block. Right there, now I throw a hook. Remember in the cowboy westerns, they would do this and do this and drop a hook. And you know, in the Olympics, they do this. And then boom, and come over top of it. Boom, come over top of the jab. Now you can do this and come with the hook. And you can pull in. Lomachenko, no, same hand, comes over. Boom, boom, boom. Pivot. Boom, 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 boom. You know, so you wanted to say something about somebody ducking, or it was some bull junk that they made this fight with Mel, I think with Mel and Cinnamon.
I thought it was gonna be Maul and Cinnamon. Maul's the bigger
It's the reason why it's not Maul.
It's
Maul going through a lot right now.
Yeah, Maul has been inactive for a while.
He's been inactive because of outside the ring issues.
Yo, Mel really gonna step up and do this, yo.
And this could be the thing that makes his career, because he has nothing to lose. People are like, oh, he's going up 2 weight classes. Not necessarily. He's the same size as his brother. Just one chose to go to 60. They're the same muscle mass, same size. Just one boils down further to 54. That's all. That's it. That's all. So they're identical. Everybody's like, okay, cool. They're not fraternal twins. They're identical. So it's like, all right, well, you can get away with it. So, but not just that, but Mel commits on his shots in certain spots where he's going to go. I think he's going to go balls out.
He has
whatever the outcome is.
I've noticed that. He has a sneaky left hook too, that when you try to pressure him, he's gonna let that go.
The Castano joint. Yeah, that was nasty.
And he'll purposely he'll purposely kind of take a couple of steps back, and he'll kind of catch you with like a little check hook in a way. And when he lands that, he could hurt you.
Bruh, he hit Castano on the temple. Castano looked like he was fine and just I was like, no. Oh my goodness.
The size well, not really the size, it's just the fact that, well, maybe, I don't know, because Canelo used to fight at 54, but he's much older now. 68 is his weight class now. Well, 68 is his weight class now. I don't know if maybe he just bulks up to stay at 68. He doesn't really have to kill himself to make that weight.
He said he feels his best at 68 out of the 3 weight classes.
That's what I'm saying.
But
to come up,
I have a better question for you.
Go ahead.
Doesn't Mel have a belt at 60?
Maul, if I'm not mistaken, had the WBC at 60. Maul, the older brother.
Yeah.
Maul, the bigger one.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. You have all the belts at 68. You're going to fight the undisputed guy at 54. But you couldn't fight his brother all of these years. You wait for him to have a mental breakdown and a divorce. So now you want to offer him this fight, and you could have went and took his belt at 60? But you're going to make the 54 kid come all the way up to 68. I'm just saying.
I mean, we're going to be objective about it. There's going to be no bias in this conversation about this at all. But
That's
was
some
it false
bull.
information? Because if I'm not mistaken, when Canelo was still at Golden Boy, they threw an offer to Maul, and Maul and Heyman
Hmm.
turned it down, or was that like false information? You can
I
tell me.
think that's true. I'm not sure, but I think that's true. And I think once again, I get it. His coach was probably like, "Yo, no, we don't need that right now. Let's go to this, and then we have more to bring to the table with Canelo."
Mhm.
Like, I don't. Oh God, I hate
I
Box
mean,
Media. I can't stand them.
yeah, yeah, I got it from the media, from a very biased Canelo media. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think you know which guy I'm talking about.
Lalo.
Homie don't be showing his face, but he be
Oh,
going on.
not Lalo. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Jesus Christ.
I be, he be talking shit
Ah,
too. Yo, he be going crazy. But he's a big Canelo guy. Big. I remember when he argued, he was on a live arguing with that Southpaw guy, who's another very crazy one. That Southpaw guy, and Southpaw was like, "How about Rocky Fielding? Huh? Did Rocky Fielding earn it?" He was actually right about that though. That Rocky Fielding,
yeah,
it makes sense either. Avni Yildirim, Canelo, I love you, but I'm on your ass for that. You
yeah,
got to
that was
have a level for shit like that, boy.
like it. Just the reason why people get on these fighters about it because you looking at guys like Chavez who just said, "Bring whoever y'all want, I fight them all." And then you have also guys like Hagler who had to fight Mustafa Hamsho twice because he beat Mustafa Hamsho. Mustafa Hamsho worked his way back up the rank, back up to number one, and had to fight him again.
Fight him again, yep.
And it's like, bro, they getting these guys who are not even in the top 15 and getting them
No,
bumped
the thing
to
is,
fight them,
and saying that they're the mandatory.
saying that they're the mandatory. And it's like, can you at least save me some face and fight the number 13 contender?
Yo, and what's crazy is people believe it because people believe. Like, yo, look,
Bro,
he was the mandatory. This guy mandatory, and I'm not nobody who puts them gloves on is a bum. I'm not gonna say a bum, but he's not at that elite level.
you knew he ain't on that elite level to
His
be in there
level,
with this guy.
it's okay. It's okay. Everybody's not blessed to be at that pound for pound level. But it's like, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. It's ridiculous, bro. Okay, let's do it, man. We gotta keep it honest. Let's keep it honest. Come on, man. Let's not play. Do you think Cinnamon is a cherry picker? Yes or no?
Yes. But
If
I'm
it's
not gonna sit there and make it, I'm not gonna make it a full derogatory statement. I think he is at a place in his career where he's on his Floyd shit. It's like, well, I'm the face of boxing. I'm golfing now. I'm doing this venture, that venture. I gotta have paparazzi cut off from my wedding and from my child's birth, and I'm on a high level right now. So Canelo might be thinking, you know what? I want to tune up. Let's go get John Ryder. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but it happened, and he wound up making himself look bad, but he did look old in that fight. He looked like wearing a lot of wearing. He looked like, oh, this is him turning pro at 15. Like, that's what he looked like all of these years. He's like, oh, damn, man, turn pro at 15. That's what he looked like to me in that fight. To me, I think he's cherry picking because of that wear and tear, of that status, of where he is at the apex of right now. I don't need to be fighting multiple killers back to back to back. But at the same time, now you could be setting yourself up a failure because Benitez is going to get better. David Morrell is going to get better. Yeah, bro, I'm about to, man, I might have to talk to you in private about that because we might need to go ahead and put a house up for that because I think he's skunking everybody. I think he beat Benavidez too. I think me and you just need to go with, bro, man. Did you see the last episode with Max Garland? Slim, Max Garland sat there at the table with me and Bink. He said, man, I hung out with that dude the whole time. I hung out with him. And he was real funny, real cool. I said, and Bink asked him, what's the difference from us watching him on TV and you being, because Max fought on that card. And now it was it was oh god, David Morrell's turn to get in the ring. He said, "Bruh, the sound of his shots, bro. When you make a guy say, because you know when you hear it, when you're a fighter and you know when you listening to a power puncher, when they're on the mitts or just certain shots, like, oh yeah, that's a speed guy with some pop or sneaky pop. Oh yeah, that boy got some breakdown power. But it's certain shots, man. I've been in many a situation where I went in the other dressing room and say, yo, this dude can hit. I heard him on the mitts. Like, I swear to God. Like, man, this dude can hit, dog. I am, man.
Oh
You
shit.
know, man, I'm telling you, Max was like, bro, that dude can hit, man. That dude can crack. And I'm sorry, David Morrell's getting better and gonna continue to get better. And David Benavidez is gonna continue to get better.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and this is what I was telling my boy Jake, man. I was like, yo, the thing is, if you're hittable, even if you're a beast, if you're hittable and you're going in with a guy like Morrell, he can get you out of there, bro.
Quick.
And I do believe that Benavidez is hittable. Very, Ronald Gavril dropped him. Well, I mean, he was young, but Ronald Gavril was not even a big puncher. Dropped him
Gave him a problem. Gave him a fit.
Fit, bro. That's why and that's what made me think a little bit that maybe David Lemieux could sneak something in there, but he was too small for him.
Man.
Morrell's gonna give him everything he wants. He's gonna give him everything he's looking for. He's gonna get him. Yo, and the way
all that stuff he be talking, the big cojones and all,
goes back to what I said earlier. You're not the only monster, bro. There are other monsters here. You're not the only monster. It's like somebody with a gun think that after they made his gun, they stopped making guns. No, you're not the only one with a gun. Other people are strapped too. And we're kind of seeing this with this little situation right here. Like, maybe you're not the only killer at 68. We got this other guy right here. He wants to fight you. What's up?
And he ain't nothing like you. He ain't talking all that trash. He ain't sitting there walking around like he got the biggest cojones. And he's like,
and here's what Benavidez gonna do. Fuck this guy. I'm gonna go chase old Canelo. Fuck this guy.
I'm gonna let this guy get beat on a little more in the rankings, and then I'll see him. I'm gonna wait till he in a war, and then I'll go see him. And the thing is, though, all David Morrell do is play. He'd be joking and dancing and doing all this mess. And if I knew when he fought Alon Tez, when he fought Fest, Fest, he changed heights on you. He give you stuff to think about. Nasty. That man was on Alon Tez. Didn't let Alon Tez breathe. And I'm like, oh, shit. Because
it's like your pop said, bro, he just hit too hard for him.
Hit too hard for him. And it's like, bruh, you can't. It makes no sense to me. It's just some dudes that can hit. And the thing about David Morrell, he got that. He hits harder than David Benavidez, in my opinion. Sure. Like one punch thudding.
That break you down, a cumulative type of power.
One punch thudding power. And David Benavidez is going to be very interesting to see. Like, for instance, just his jab alone, I don't got David getting away from it. Just David Morrell's jab alone, I do not got him getting away.
Remember, he has that Cuban type of style, and the way that he moves is like that Cuban type of style, and he got power with it. It's like Erislandy Lara and giving him power.
And don't move around the ring. Like, he can, but he ain't got to. He just right here. Bop, 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 bop. Right there in the center.
Yo, bro, you know how dangerous that is to mix the Cuban movement and the Cuban stance, the way the Cubans can keep it.
And long shots.
Yup. And to have power with that. And the thing is, he's not like a hooker. He's a straight punch guy. Ha! I don't think Benavidez won. I be telling people don't want to listen to me, bro. They're like, nah. I'm like, you don't know this guy. I'm telling you, you do not know this guy, bro. And I promise you that fight's not gonna happen. Benavidez no one.
Oh, not no time soon. If David Benavidez smart, because I got him stopping him late. Got him stopping him late. I think David Benavidez gonna come to work, but I got him stopping David Benavidez in the 10th. Like, it's just wear and tear. Like Dave Benavidez ain't no suck. That Benavidez family, if you know that family, you know they got heart. They gonna come and get it. But when you build yourself to a certain mystique, let's just use that word, that Benavidez has. I got them. He's like, yo, what up? I got the biggest cojones on this block. You ain't built like me.
Like Debo.
Siempre fuertes. You ain't nothing on me, son. All I said, y'all, was that I got the biggest nuts in there. I'm always strong. I'm the strongest. I'm always strong. Y'all ain't nowhere on my level. And when that gets demolished, those guys seem to crash the canvas the hardest. Just look at the history of boxing.
Yeah, that boogeyman, like, yeah, nobody want to fuck with me. But like I said, you have to keep a balance of, like you said, confidence and knowing that you're not the only big bad boy out there.
You're not, man.
And that's why when you think that you are, and you get reality has a way of smacking the shit out of you when you get too up here. Reality has a way of smacking the taste out your mouth. And sometimes in boxing, it could be via a brutal knockout. And you're never the same after that again. Then, you know, it's a big mental thing. It's a big mental thing, you know, because it's like when you put yourself kind of like that alter ego where you're like a killer, you know, and that kind of gets shot down, you can't be effective anymore because you can't go back to that because you're going to think about what happens to you, you know. So, I mean, we're going to see what happens in the future, but this is going to be a very interesting with these two guys at 68.
Come on with it. I know what you about to ask me. Come on with it. Come on, host.
Wait, what you think about asking?
AJ.
I think it happened to Big Country too. Actually, no, Big Country still. AKA Big Country still got that thought, you know, because that's probably why he makes those. He says what he says about what happened with Fury because he doesn't want to get rid of that.
That mystique.
That mystique. He just doesn't want to get rid of it, even though he lost. He's like, oh no, this guy cheated. This guy did this. And a lot of people coming at him for that. But I'm like, yo, you need to understand in this sport, everything is so much mental shit. Like you got to get yourself in a certain mode mentally. It's like he can't lose that. If not, he will knock anybody out again because he can't lose that alter ego.
I'll go deeper than that real quick before we go to AJ and Dillian.
Oh yeah,
I know Big Country. So, and he was on the Olympic team with my god brother.
Yeah.
We didn't know. Me and Saddam Ali was just talking about that a few months ago. Me and him was on the phone talking about it. Man, remember when Deontay came in the amateurs bowl? Nobody knew who the fuck he was.
He was just
like you. People, I can't stress this enough for you people.
Like
AAU basketball, bro. Boxing, AAU basketball and amateur boxing is like your college campus. You go to that college campus, like, how the hell am I gonna find my way around this bitch? But then after a few weeks, you know, everybody, you know, each where to go, how to get there, you know, the shortcuts, you know how to go, you know where the bar is, you know where the cigar, you know what? Oh, that's the strip where we get our clothes at. Oh, that's the strip where all the extra food is outside of the school. Okay, bet. You know that. Even the fighters like me, like, oh, I done had many guys see me and their girlfriends or their friends or whoever, reporter, whatever, say, yo, who's that? They said, oh yeah, that's Don Hollingsworth II. Yeah, that's Junior Golden. Like, yeah, oh yeah, can he fight? Oh yeah, he nice. He boxed. Yeah, he nice. He just couldn't fight that often as much as he wanted to because and they like I've literally heard this people talking behind me and they be like, they'll do this because they don't want to feel like they put my business out there by saying sickle cell. And he'd be like, he had a heart problem. And he was like, oh, he was scared. He was like, no. He been out there. He just had sickle cell and he couldn't like. It was like putting a cap on his career a little bit, but like he be getting his though. He be getting his. He done sparred all the top guys and all that stuff. Like he helped teach a lot of guys, man. You know who's who.
Yeah.
Remember I told you the story with Jared when nobody really knew. Jared had like 40-something fights, but remember when he fought Molina when he rocked and caught him with the uppercut and it was all over ESPN?
Yeah.
He didn't know who Oscar Molina was. I was like, who you fighting? Because it was supposed to be Coda. It was supposed to be Coda. Jorge Coda. They were trying to make that happen with that and the JoJo Dan fight, because when he fought JoJo Dan, it was supposed to be Jorge Cota again, but like it was like it's gonna be Oscar Molina. We were moving around the ring like doing shadow box. I'm like, why does that sound familiar? I know that fucking name, but I'm so busy trying to work on this and that. I'm like, fucking. We move around the ring. I do a circle around the ring doing lateral movement, and I see the poster with my God brother on it and Nuke on it, the Olympic poster. Oh, you fighting his brother? It was Javier Molina on the USA. Because remember, it's three of those brothers. The oldest, Oscar, and then Javier is the youngest. Javier made the USA team. Oscar went to the Mexican Olympic team. I said, "Ooh, you got this, Jerry. You can do it." People, you know everybody. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody can sit there and say, "Yeah, I know that guy." Yeah, it's huge, but yet so small. It's no different. So it's like, yo, okay, I know this guy. Nobody knew. Go look at if y'all think I'm bullshitting you, go to the Joe Rogan podcast and look at the Bud episode.
He said, yo, he just came out of nowhere cracking.
Yeah, he said none of us knew who he was. Like, look at Bud's face when he said it. He's like, dude, none of us knew who he was. Like, straight fucking face. He said, some amateurs, everybody knows, son. Like, no one knew who he was. He only had like 20 amateur fights. 20.
He was knocking
when he made the Olympic team. And he would literally, Saddam was like, bro, remember when he was losing? Like, he would lose every fight, like, be losing going into the third round. And you would just look at the point system, like, 4-1. Damn. Oh, shit, 2 minutes left. It's about to be over. Bing!
This guy.
Ridiculous. And we'd be like, oh. Huh? And we, man, stuck face. So now let's take to him now. Like, okay, what G-Lo saying about his mystique, maybe he don't want to release that. Because let's say if he in the dressing room and he allowed all that to creep in, man, I ain't even supposed to be here at this level, man. I only had 22 amateur fights. I wasn't even supposed to make it there, man. And like, what if my power don't knock this guy out? And then they start exposing me that I'm only a banger and I ain't got no other skill set. Like, what if he let that creep in? He really done for good. Because there's a difference between having confidence in yourself and overthinking. My issue when I was super active, my problem was my confidence. I knew I could box, I knew I could fight, but I would just outbox guys. I wouldn't like, oh yeah, I'm outboxing, I'm about to go ahead and try to stop them. That came later. But I didn't have it. Like, I overthought. I would overthink the shit out of problems like that I didn't need to overthink of. Like, so what if Deontay Wilder did that? He would be done. He'll be done.
That's very true, man. That's very true. That's why it's like sometimes it's like you just gotta resonate with them sometimes and think, yo, he has to be in a certain place mentally. If not, he won't even be able to walk in there. It's just this sport is just so it takes all the possible nerves that you have in your body. This sport gonna take it out of you, bro. This sport is gonna take it out of you. Even when you go in there to spar somebody you never sparred with before, spar somebody that's you're like, okay, you know. And it's just you gotta. That's why sometimes I don't blame guys. It may sound fucked up, but there's sometimes I don't blame guys when they say, "Yo, I'm gonna kill this thing," because it's like you gotta put yourself in a mode to where you can be able to go in there and fight. So when this guy said like, "Oh, I want a body on my record," nigga, I mean, it sounds fucked up, but this sport is so brutal. You gotta get yourself right mentally. And if saying you're gonna kill somebody is what's gonna get you right mentally, that's so fucking, you know. And nobody actually wants to kill anybody, but it's just when that heart pumping, when the nerves hitting, you just like, all right, bro, I just gotta get my hands on this nigga, bro. I just gotta get my hand, or I gotta do this, or I'm gonna destroy him, or you just like get mad. You think about some shit that gets you mad or something like that. Whatever you gotta do, bro. Whatever you gotta do, man. I don't blame anybody for whatever they gotta do to get themselves mentally ready. Because not only do you have to get yourself physically ready for a fight, I think it's even more important to get yourself ready up here.
Yep, because if you go in there and just be going through the motions, you really gonna get hurt.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you fight and you in there against a guy who's like really good and he's the favorite? As a trainer, what you're telling your guy, or as the fighter, you're thinking like you gotta believe you can do it. Like some guys will look at somebody who says that they could that calls out like the top guy. That, oh, this guy's delusional. He'll get knocked out. That's why you ain't a boxer. He is delusional. That's why you ain't a boxer. He is, because you gotta think like that. You gotta think, I'm not. I could beat everybody. You gotta think nobody could beat me. Oh, he's moving up in the weight class. How do you think you fare against these top guys? I think I could beat him. Other guys are saying, what the hell are you talking about? He has to think that. He has to think that. So
So
that's
what
just
do you think going through AJ mind now? You're fighting someone who's actually going. He ain't. I mean, the last fight he fought, um, that's my man. Franklin was coming for him. Like I've been watching Franklin for years. Franklin nice,
Franklin was good.
but yeah, Franklin nice. He is so nice. Like they. It's just sad that he's just getting put on B side type of things and not getting that push that he really deserves. But well, now we really about to find it's sink or swim now for AJ, because you find somebody who don't like you. He don't like you at all.
You find somebody who also hurt you.
He wants to hurt you bad.
He also hurt you with that left hook, and he's probably gonna.
I forgot.
He's gonna be looking for it again.
And he's not injured this time.
He was injured when they fought. Wait, hold on. Let me use the bathroom real quick, and you're gonna explain that to me. Hold on. Let me use.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, sir. So to keep it going for y'all, Dillian White was injured going into that fight. It's a lot of fighters are injured going into their fights. A lot of, like, you have your nicks, you have your little, like, you have your little nicks and stuff here and there. Basically, if you go into a fight and you feel 100% healthy, you didn't do nothing that can't. Basically, So, but you don't go in, just any type of way. But there's a point of pushing. You're gonna have some slight aches and soreness or whatever. That's why I fight with you tailing off. You tail off. But a lot of times with fighters, for people who don't know, and Big Shug is finding this out now, you have fighters who get injured, like or how they say, are you hurt or you injured? They get hurt. They get injured before fights, and they be like, nah, we're gonna keep it going. Just tape this up more, or just get this shot. And they like, I remember I was talking to one particular fighter, and he was like, I said, man, your shoulder, I was pulling the glove. He said, oh, don't put it that way, because the shoulder, he explained to me about, I had this shoulder messed up since the amateurs. And he said, man, I couldn't. I said, what you gonna do? You gonna go get it done there? He said, nah, man, it's too much money to go get right now. Wait till I get to the apex, and then I have that break in between. Then I'll do it.
All right, let's get
it. So for people, fighters always go into fights with little nicks and stuff like that. But there's fighters that I remember. One fighter I was talking. Well, I could say his name because he already done got it fixed now. But my God, bro, Gary Russell, Sweet G, that shoulder that popped out with Magsayo, Mark Magsayo, man, that shoulder was hurt years prior. I mean, before the Olympics prior, bro. There were fights, even with Allen, the Joey Ligula fight that you can go look at. He threw his left hand the whole fight because this was already torn. All of them, Sweet G, Ale, Tonio, all of them had messed up shoulders. And I'll never forget one time, he probably was like 8-0 at this time. And I was trying to pull his glove off. And he said, oh, don't yank so hard. I said, what's wrong? And he said, nah, because of my shoulder. And he explained to me that shoulder was like that freaking years prior. He explained to me that happened like on the national, way back. And I said, so when are you going to get it done now? As a person, he said, nah, too much. It's too much money to get. Let me get to this certain level, and then I can rest and go get that show and have the time to get the rehab and all this other stuff. So that happens all the time. But yeah, Dillian White, I think it was his shoulder or his elbow. Something wasn't right. Remember I told you the story about Alantez. Alantez, when he fought Boo Boo Andre, This was hanging off and this was hanging off. Going into the fight, they said, man, let's start. It's promoter, man, we can start. He said, nah, y'all invested too much into me. Let's go do it.
Wow.
And so I always tip my hat to them Fox boys, man, because they always professional, they always ready.
Damn, so Dillian White was hurt when he fought AJ that first
Yes,
time.
he was. He talks about it. He said it in the documentary about the fight. He said it in one of his interviews, the documentary with
Oh,
him
the
talking
Zone
about that
documentary.
fight.
Oh, I gotta watch that. The
I don't
making
think
of
it was the Tone one. I don't think it was. I'm not sure. It might be that one, but I think. But either way, you can find it on YouTube. One of his interviews, he talked about it, and he was so exhausted by that point that AJ finished him off, but it still probably eats at him that hook landed, and he maybe could have got this guy out of here and ruined his whole. He could have started what's happening now way back then.
Derailed everything, yeah. But and I did find it weird how he was able to hurt him, but wasn't able to finish him because he hurt him bad.
Oh, he was hurt bad.
He was hurt bad. Like at that moment is I think when people figured out this guy's a little chinny. Then he ended up getting dropped by Klitschko.
How did they think that then? That man was chinny in the amateurs. In the amateurs, everybody knew. We all knew. Go look at this. Where have these people been at? Go look at this. Man, people don't. You know what? It's partly boxing's fault because they don't show the amateur tournaments anymore on TV like they used to.
Don't show like amateur.
It used to be that way when my dad was fighting, all the way up to like the early 2000s. They at least still showed the National Golden Gloves on TV.
Remember, they used to show the New York Golden Gloves on TV in the early 2000s.
Yep. And it was a big deal. Like, that was winning New York, winning the blue and golds was like winning nationals.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true. I don't know why people don't pay too much mind to amateur boxing anymore.
Bro, I was with Mark Breland. He still wears his Golden Gloves every day. Like, that man got like 6 of them. He would just change them out, put them on each day.
Wow, that's a big deal right there.
He trained like this big, bro.
Yeah, I don't
it's
even
two gloves like this. It's 2 gloves like this.
Yep.
And the joint is big-ish. I mean, you could knock someone out with it. Like, it's a door knocker, bro. That joint about this big from here to here. And I'm like, yo, with AJ, like, it was known then. Even if you go back to his gold medal match, he was buzzed then.
He was always chinny.
This was known because people were saying maybe he was gonna be like Holyfield, when the guys would get hurt, come back and throw all these different punches. They were saying it then. So I don't get people, man. They hype these fighters up like they not human. Then sometimes the fighter believes it until the thing happens. And when he got hit with that hook, his whole leg lifted up. Like, his leg lifted up. Like, oh, froze. And then he realized and brought his hands up, still trying to smile it off. And I'm like, man, Dillian White wasn't so injured. And if he was less exhausted, like 1 round extra of less exhausted, like 1 round extra of not as exhausted, he probably cut his throat. Yeah. And now, look at where we're at.
He gets his opportunity to finish the job.
And some people
is the AJ at that time.
And yeah, exactly. And now you're gonna have people saying, man, Dillian is more fresher. People are gonna argue that maybe Dillian is more fresh. We already know he's more mentally fresh because we didn't see him get knocked out by you. We didn't see him get knocked out by Povetkin. Way more devastating knockouts. And this man was still ready to go.
Yeah. So what's crazy, he wins this fight, he gets another title shot if he wins this fight. So
hell yeah.
He gets another title.
What does that do to Joshua?
What does that do to Joshua?
Does that turn him into an England fighter? You know what I mean when I say England fighter? I mean that he only fight over there. He can never come back over. He's never going to be... Yeah, like, do you think that?
Like a Josh Kelly type of guy.
Yeah.
I believe that can happen.
You think so?
I believe he loses this one. He's fried rice. Because
Mm.
once you get yourself all the way up to that level, losing once is one thing, but once you lose a couple of times in the span of just a few fights, that aura that you had, like the fans aren't gonna see you as that. And if the fans don't see you as that, it don't matter if you even see yourself as that. The fans gotta see you as that. They don't see you as that big monster. You're done. He's not even gonna be seen as a top contender anymore. To be honest with you,
Mm.
as much as I
How?
love him, but that's just the
But the
reality.
money though, he has so much money backing him. Like he has a life. They signed him. Remember, right before he lost to Usyk, that was Eddie Hearn signed him to a lifetime career contract with Sky Sports, to where he's always all his fights are done by Eddie Hearn and Matchroom.
Matchroom, yeah. And the thing is, if he loses this, nobody's gonna think, oh, we can see him with this guy, with that guy, like making imaginary,
Mm.
like, oh, let's get him with Fury, let's get him with the fight with him and Fury is not even really gonna mean nothing.
Not even Wilder.
For Wilder will carry the load of that. I
Or
think he was gonna fight Wilder now instead of Dillian White. I thought he was gonna fight
true.
now, but looks like he's not.
Or does that say, well, now we know for sure that he would have been put unconscious with
Right.
Deontay?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's very true. A lot of people are even saying that now. That Wilder would have like that had that fight would have happened when it was supposed to be a big fight. Wilder was putting him to sleep. But the thing is, AJ has a style that's tailor made for Deontay Wilder.
You
Taylor,
think so?
he's very susceptible to right hands. From what I have seen, from my observation, I would say that he's very susceptible to right hands.
I don't know, bro. At that time when this fight was like the fight everybody wanted to see, I thought it could go either way. I thought, man, as long as he don't get hit, he breaking Wilder down, getting rid of him. But it was always in the back of my mind, what if he get hit? Oh, Jesus, it's over. Lord, them legs gonna do all kind of things.
And the thing is, like, see, the thing with Fury is Fury had good enough defense to be able to, and he had enough of a fight IQ to be able to negate a Wilder's right hand and a chin as well, yeah, and a chin because he did end up getting caught. But AJ doesn't have that. AJ does now. I surmise that the fight would have won like this. AJ would have jumped on him, tried to get him out of there early. He would have gave Wilder problems. But I think Wilder's durable enough to where he would have been able to weather the storm. Look at how long he lasted with Fury's big ass leaning on him.
And I mean, hitting him with some stuff.
Look at what happened when he fought Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz was tagging this boy. Tagging him.
22 unanswered shots.
He almost got him out of there. But Wilder is durable, yo. Matter of fact, this could be another example of possibly of a guy who can give it and also take it. Even though Fury knocked him, but it took Fury an arm and a leg to get him out of there. He's durable, and I think the fact that Wilder's more durable than AJ, Wilder would have knocked him out.
And even when he got caught, remember when Fury knocked him down, he was still trying to get up. When they waved it off the third fight, when they waved it off, he was still trying to get up. Like, man, nah, man, no.
He was still trying to get up. And in the second fight, when Fury knocked him out, Fury hit him like right here. Wasn't even clean. He hit him like right here and like kind of like pushed the shot. Like, dang. Yeah. And the only reason why that fight got stopped was because Mark Breland threw in the towel.
Yeah.
But Wilder would have kept
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, Wilder is very durable. And I think that since he's more durable, he would have been able to get Joshua out of there. So I think Wilder would have had it. How about you? You still think it would have been like super 50-50 you can't even call?
Yeah, man. Even now. It's whoever night it is.
I would say their approach when they fight, I would say that their approach is kind of the same. They stand in here, ha, 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 bam, trying to get you with a big right hand, and they're just ha, ha, ha.
But Joshua will add some combination. He'll throw an uppercut, hook, right hand break. He'll throw his zip. He'll throw his six. He'll throw his whip. He'll loop it. He'll come straight. He'll go over with the left uppercut, turn back over the hook, right uppercut, come back under. He'll throw under and overs. He'll do that.
He knocked Klitschko out with an uppercut.
Yeah. I don't think he knocks him out unless he throws that uppercut. because the uppercut is so dangerous. That's my money shot. My right uppercut, that's my money shot.
Dang.
Like it's so dangerous. Like it's such a dangerous punch to
He almost
throw,
head off of his neck.
bruh,
What a shot.
bruh. Oh, oh,
Now that is true. You see that AJ does have a bit more versatility
yeah.
than Wild. I would say that. So I mean, that could have played like when you take both of their styles together, it could have played a role. It could have played a role, but it's just with Big Country's power and the fact that AJ was just it would have been so easy for AJ to run into that shot eventually. He would have got. And I love AJ. At that time, I was actually gonna root for AJ because I love it. I still love AJ. For how many times that nigga loses, I love him. I love every boxer, bro.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, we'll see if that fight ever happens. I'm so mad at Fury and Usyk. I don't know what's going on with Fury with this stuff, man.
He know what he doing. He know what he doing because he said it on Joe Rogan. That's my biggest nightmare is fighting that guy because that guy had. You didn't see that clip?
No, and I saw some clips of the Joe Rogan interview, but I didn't hear when he said that.
Yeah, he said it. He said he's sharp. He knows how to get in and out. He does this. He will be a nightmare for a heavyweight. He admitted it. And he said for me. If I remember right, he said for me.
Yeah, I also think he'll beat Fury. Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of match, bro.
And I remember again, my dad has been watching boxing for a while, and I remember when he saw Usyk fight AJ, he's like, "Yo, I don't see no heavy. I never seen somebody a heavyweight move the way this guy moves. This is unbelievable." My dad was left like with his mouth wide open. He's like, "Yo, no heavyweight."
Bro, ain't nobody. He's in the right time. It's the right time for him to be doing what he's doing because these heavyweights are so plotted and stiff that he could get away with the stuff he gets away with. He just got to worry about the certain shots that he will have to take sooner in certain sequences and whether that. But besides that, he's doing is boxing. That's what he's doing. He's just boxing. He's not doing nothing super spectacular. It's all Olympic. All Olympic. And he's just touched and it's just, oh, nope, I shouldn't stay in front of this. But he was doing what Michael Moore used to do. He's doing what Michael Moore used to do.
Southpaw just like him too.
And just, all right, time for me to get away from right here. Oh, all right, too much size. Let me get away from here. Oh, okay, now I have it. Okay, let me move his hand. Boom, left hand. All right, boom. Touch. Oh, all right. Whoa, nope. Let me step around this way. This time the side door is open here. No, okay, now I got more of a gap. I went here twice. So now let me and roll, step under. There it is. Okay. Back to here. No, all right. Let me see if I could get his glove. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now all right, change the sequence. That's all he's doing. And these guys are so plotted and stiff and uncoordinated, not as coordinated as the older heavyweights. It's like, oh yeah, because we all know back in the day he wouldn't have Usyk would have got crushed by the Larry Holmeses and the Shannon Briggs. They would have been right there with him. He would have fought great. But it just went too big. Too much move. They hitting them from here, and they go, "Oh, all right, shorty, you want to give me a side? You want to move your head over here? Okay, well, all right, I'm gonna swing this wide. I'm gonna swing it wide. And as soon as I get your head to come further straight down the pipe, Rocky. Okay, oh, okay, he's pulling out the side. Okay, they would let me give him an up jab and see how he handled that. Let me just flick it at instead of pumping it at him because he keeps picking it. All right, it would have been a different story.
Very true. Very, very true. Yeah, I can say that, but right now ain't no heavyweight beating him. Not even Fury. That's why Fury. I mean, I don't know if Fury's even gonna fight again. He's probably gonna just ride off in the sunset. Keep fighting a couple other UK guys and say, "Fuck it, we out of here."
It's either that before we get off here. It's either he does that, or he waits to fight his spawn partner. Let's see if you remember who that is.
Big Baby.
And do you remember the phone calls? Do you remember what people were saying about him coming down there?
Mm-hmm.
He was beating the mess out of man. This boy, Big Baby, man, he giving Tyson Fury fits, man. He ain't just in here like, oh, he giving him good work. Nah, man, he giving Tyson Fury like fits, man.
You doing him?
Yeah. Big Baby Anderson wasn't complaining about no damn gloves when he was there. 'Cause remember they were complaining about his sparring gloves too. No,
Yeah,
that man wasn't
I
worried
think
about nothing.
Daniel said something about it.
His man wasn't not complaining about them sparring gloves. He was giving them the work. Both camp, I think it was two camps, man, giving them the work, man. So it's either that, you already done you purposely threw that content. But people didn't understand what I meant when I said, man, you purposely because he did 70-30 or something like that.
And Usyk,
And yeah, he said, okay. And um, he said, that's all your team is worth or something like that. No, I think it's in reverse. I'm sorry. I think he said 80-20. That's all you and your team's worth. And Uzi said, okay. And as you know, he's like, you bloody silly idiot, you're not gonna get this down to third. And his team turned it down. His team's like, no, that's not fair to you. We're not doing it. You work too hard. Gave him 70-30. Okay, greedy belly.
the fight's gonna sell a lot of pay-per-views anyway, so Usyk would have left with a nice lump sum of money.
Either way.
Either way. On top
Wembley.
of that, Usyk, you can tell he's like an old school guy. He don't need even that much money. None of that.
Yeah.
He just wants to feed his family. He just loves to fight and feed his family. That's it.
Give him a track jacket, a t-shirt, a track suit, and some trainers. Him and Lomachenko, they good for life. All they want is a house. They don't care about jewelry. They don't care about. I've hardly seen Lomachenko and Usyk with a watch on. Like, all they care about is having a track suit, a boxing shirt on, and they go on about their day.
Yeah, I think that flashy stuff's more American. Like, we heavy on that. Like, we like the pretty boy with the little chain, yada it up. Like, look at Gervonta. Tank got drip, yo. That boy can dress, yo. Not only can he fight, he can also dress. I don't know if you agree with that, but his style is on point, man. But I think that's really just an American thing.
It's like, for me, like, yeah, but for me personally, all I care, like, I don't really want a lot of chain. Like, my girl's like, oh, maybe I should get you. I'm like, this chain right here means everything to me. This one means everything to me. I'm good with just this. And my watch. And the only reason why I care about my watches is just because, like, I'll probably make more money, continue to make more money, and the only thing I might buy is just a higher expensive watch. Like, all right, now I'm gonna upgrade to a Movado or a Rolex. That's about it. Because my Uncle Marvin, my Uncle G, he used to say, a watch says a lot about a man. It says where he's been and where he's going. So to me, and when I started to look at guys like in boxing, and I would see how they watches would improve, it started to tell me something like, oh, okay, so they watch. Yeah, and not just that, but the watch, every time they would get a certain watch, I could, like, it kind of like fit them. It kind of like, yeah, that dude, I remember when he was fighting for $900, he ain't forgot about them $900 fights type of things. So it was, for me, like, I'm probably would still be making more money and still would just have this chain on, a simple black or white tee, and just have on some fresh Ewings or Griffeys or Maxes or whatever, and I'm good. I'm comfortable.
I respect it.
Like, right, I'm comfortable. Like, I'll tell you a funny story. I'm not gonna say the fighter's name, but I walk into the gym, right? All I had on was my boxing shoes, my sweats, and a white tee, right? And I think I still have my watch. I forgot to take it off in the car, so I'm about to I'm about to take the sweats off and keep the boxing boots. It was one of those zip up ones. I could just take it off, put the boxing boots still on. And I'm getting out of $100,000. Like, I'm getting out of a 745 Li. So it's like, I'm getting out of that car. So, and I never get this trainer said this other fighter pull up. He will always buy these cars out of these lots. Like, these cars that you got about 6 months, you're going to go back to that junkyard and buy another type of car. But he got Versace on this, on that, on this. And I'm like, and he was like, the trainer was like, man, hey, Junior, you ain't getting out of a $100,000 car. What sense does that make? Even now, I still drive my Nissan Altima SR to 2019. Like, I love that car. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable. But
awesome,
bro, the one fucked up story before I let you go. It was media day for Adrian Broner. We about to train with Twin. So I pull up in the same car that BMW. So I pull up. Tom Barnett got a Jaguar XJ. He changed the paint job like 4 or 5 times. Nice. Um, um, Remo pulled up in a brand new SS Camaro that he has super sport joint, drifting like burning rubber joint. And Twin pull up next. Twin pull up got the Rolls Royce. No, it was the Maybach. Maybach pulled up in the Maybach and everything. So we in there training, right? It's this dude in there. He was 4 or 5 chains on, 3 or 4 bracelets. Watch. Then he had you know them Back to the Future Nikes that the back, yeah, he had them on. He had Dolce and Gabbana, I think, and PRPS jeans. For people who don't know who PRPS jeans are, those are $380 jeans that are handmade, and each one is its own. They only make one type. So like each jean you might see someone's with PRPS jeans on and they look like it's yours, but the pocket is different, the rips are in a different place, all that is all handmade, right? So I see this beautiful pearl colored Cadillac STS right there. I mean, bad joint. So we all getting dressed, right? We like, dude, get dressed to train. He got on the Manny Pacquiao. Like, remember when the Manny Pacquiao's first came out, the Nike Hyper KOs, and everybody was like, it was like $300 to get some chains. Slim. He had all the top training gear on. So it's time to leave. We towel up. I get my bag, same with sweats, boxing boots, white tee. so he walking out behind me. I don't know him, but I said, man, you looking sharp, baby. So he walk. I said, that's your baby right there, the Cadillac ST. I said, man, that's a bad looking car right there, man. I said, take care of that baby. He's looking at me like this, like gritting on me. I'm like, oh, he probably one of them type of dudes who he gets. If you say something, he thinking maybe you want to get at him or something like that. So I'm like, oh, nah, man, no smoke. Oh, no problem, man. I'm just saying that's a bad look, man. And I open up my door. Slow. I didn't see the bus stop sign right behind the Cadillac STS. That shit pains me till this day. I still feel bad, bro. I feel so bad because I'm like, oh. But then I be thinking, bro, you got all of that drip and all of that stuff from it. You got my mortgage. By the way, you have more than my mortgage on you from head to toe. Are you getting on the bus? What is wrong with these people?
Yeah, your ass, yeah.
No shoes will ever match a car to me. I'm sorry, it won't, bro.
That's a fact.
Oh man, yo, I mean, I can't lie, man. True story, man. We were looking like, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's.
Oh, man, we got to do this again, G-Lo, man. Every time we do a beautiful show, man. Always gonna hit me. Shout out to our sponsors, man. Oh, what's up? What you about to say?
What I'm gonna do is when I'm off and I'm like, we're gonna schedule the time. I'm gonna hit you up and then we're gonna do the same thing.
Hell yeah, I'm with it, man. Everybody in the joint, drop them likes. Go ahead and shoot some love to G-Lo, man. Because, man, if it wasn't for him, man, we might not be doing this joint tonight, man. Shout out to this, man. Yo. Shout out to our sponsors, Kenichi Bear. Go get the headphones and the gear. He came out with a nice summer set. El Paso Route 1 Big Roy. Salute to you. So I'll be calling you, man. I kind of need a meal, and I want to bring my girl to your restaurant, man. So can I use that sponsorship real quick? But shout out to all my teammates at Hillcrest Bloodline Stand Up. Shout out to Florida. You got a real champion right here who will always do his thing, always respectful to the game. You gotta love G-Lo, man. I appreciate you, brother. Always appreciate you, man. Shout out to Charm by Shay, man. Big Shug, shout out to you. All right, everybody. We got a big show tomorrow. We got a lot of top dogs in the building tomorrow. Bro, we got Thomas Top Dog Williams coming on the show tomorrow with his daughter, Baby Top Eden.
Let's get it.
Oh, man. See you guys 12:30 tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. Good night, everybody.
Jay, you call me.
What's up?
anything you ever need, you know I'm a phone call away, all right? So feel free to hit me up.
Mismo, mano. Te quiero mucho, mano.
Sabes, te quiero, mi hermano, y te me cuida, normal.